Hi, everybody. Hello. Thanks for waiting. Welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. It's just the four of us for now, though Nick should be joining late at some point. Hopefully, probably, maybe. But until then, we're going to see what adventure and what trouble we can get ourselves into. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, fellas.
Hello, I'm Warsor, and I'll be playing Walykos, the Paragon Trickster, level 2.
I'm Vince. I am playing Vapor, the Wild Magic Sorcerer Genasi.
I'm Adam. I'm playing Aygir, the Hobgoblin Artificer, and as long as Nick's not here, we're all playing characters that start with the same letter as our names. Isn't that fun?
And I am Esper. I am the Master of Dungeons once again. And hopefully they'll be going into a dungeon. That would be cool. But we'll see. I never quite know what the players are going to do. Okay, so you all have concluded your expedition to the coastal cave, also known as Quariok, by the Kilgil goblins that dwell upon this coast. And you aided the smugglers in smuggling, at least to this cave, whatever it is that they had inside of their crates. And you interacted with them for a bit, and you've just departed the coastal cave. And there's this cave mouth that you had accessed, which is roughly on the north or northwestern side of the cave, and it spits you out into this like rocky, inclining up bit of coastline. It's really these cliff type escarpments that go up and up, and I believe it was Aygir who discovered that they can be a little bit of a doozy. And then above that, it's a higher ground, and there's like a footpath that the goblins used, and there's a couple beaches. There's a goblin settlement along the way, but you're a couple of days out from the city of Barnacle.
Why don't you put up the map so we can just look at the map while you're describing?
I was just pulling that up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm actually unsatisfied with this map. I'm going to make that known. I'm going to do some editing and some developing of it. So for now, we'll just have to use what I have, and it's good enough to give us a general idea.
Yeah, how dare you draw such an inferior map?
Yeah, compared to the last few, I don't know, Esper. It's just not.
It's only got like that cool font and individual little icons for each and every thing with interesting fallen pillars and details. How dare you make it detailed?
You should just smite both of them, Esper. I like your map just fine.
The gods of MIRRORMOURN are callous and erratic, and bolts of lightning. No, I'm joking.
Well, that's interesting because I believe Vapor is actually a descendant of one.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I don't know. We haven't really figured that out.
I think the icons are too small. I think that's the main problem. I want to enlarge the icons. They should be filling up more space, and I want to put in more detail. Yada yada. To
be worked on. Yeah. So we're at the coastal cave, Quariok, and we want to get back to Barnacle. The plan that we discussed was we were going to circle wide around Chumswick to get back to Barnacle. Even though it would take longer going through the wilderness, we would avoid the goblin footpath that goes directly along the coast.
Yeah, well, and by swinging inland, we're avoiding any more further crab encounters or anything else that might be in the water.
And it opens up opportunities for who knows what we might find.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll leave it to you, Esper, to take us away.
Yeah, so you all commence with that, and you begin scaling back up the rugged, escalating terrain to get to the higher ground above the coastal cliffs here. Do you scale it? I think you had some kind of gear that you used last time, if I'm not mistaken. I
believe it was called rope.
Yeah, it was rope.
I don't know if it's pronounced that. It might be pronounced hope.
Rope? Yeah, it could be
Rope?
rope.
It's a pretty complicated.
These are technical things that my character would understand, but I have no way of knowing, Esper. So I'm just going to pretend like my character.
The entire stream talking about the complexities of rope.
And that's before even getting into, is it Python or Python or Python or
Python, actually, I think.
Okay.
All right. So you all decide to take this route, understandably so, and you are taking a wide arcing path through really a bit of wild land to get back to Barnacle. But hey, these goblins are like out for blood, right? They're very
they have a war party. We don't want to mess with 50 goblins all at once.
Yeah, they're very sore and callous, and vengeance is burning in their hearts presently. So why risk stumbling upon the goblins?
Why risk having to genocide their entire race when we can just go around them?
So I'm going to do a roll, and this is going to represent the. I hesitate to call it cliffs because it's not exactly the coastal cliffs, but it's the rugged terrain, we'll call it, while you're scaling.
Sure.
So, as you are scaling up the rocky escarpments here, you do hear the cries of some of those native kite sails, and you take measures to look about and guard yourself as you were assaulted by them. Yeah, they attempted to predate, to hunt you. Some of them right before. So, yeah, they don't actually come closer to you this time. They look similar in appearance. This other group, it's actually a larger. I don't know if we want to call them a flock. There's probably a collective term for them. We'll say a flock for now. There's actually a larger flock than what you'd seen. I think last time it was about 3 of them. This time it's maybe 3 times as much. And they are out flying in their slinking, sailing, undulating flight patterns. And maybe they notice you, maybe they don't, but they don't come close to you this time. But you hear their cries to one another as they are out and about, perhaps hunting or doing whatever it is that kite sails do. So that's a bit of a relief, perhaps, that you don't get accosted whilst scaling up the rocky escarpment. You are taking a wide arcing path through thick undergrowth. It's large bush-like plants and high coastal grasses. There are some trees here and there. There are large mushroom patches that are growing. And there are tube-like plants as well that grow up out of the ground, and big, thick root structures. So there's a lot of things you could stumble on or trip or even hide behind. Here and there, you kick up some insects or maybe a rodent or a little small reptile thing that goes scurrying away. But you're not accosted by any savage beasts or monsters, at least not this day. You have gone some good number of hours. It's not nightfall yet, but you're somewhere, you're certain, west of Chumswick, roughly speaking, and you come upon a kind of offshooting footpath, and it's leading to a structure of some kind, and you see this architecture that, let's see, who's the archivist here? It's Aygir, or the archaeologist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first of all, this footpath, I take it it's not an animal run, right? It's something that's like purpose built. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. A crude footpath, really just a trampled down bit. And you imagine it would eventually connect with the main goblin footpath in the higher ground, but you're got a good distance of removal from that one. But Aygir, you do recognize the type of architecture here. It's a kind of stacking composite column, not the basalt columns, but there's something of a here. I think I have a little reference. If I go to another part of the map. Okay, here, Dodecachelia, right? So this like big goblinoid city, Dodecachelia, and also there's another one up here. I guess we haven't named it yet. These are composed of these composite hexagonal giant basalt columns, naturally occurring things, and the goblins hollow them out and make warrens. This architecture that you're coming across here of this building, it seems to be in homage to that style, though it is clearly all fashioned and manufactured, not naturally occurring basalt composites. But you do identify it as goblin architecture. You identify it as a structure that has been in existence probably for quite some time. It's an older form of architecture, and just at a glance, it looks to you like it's been destroyed and rebuilt a couple of times, maybe across the span of centuries. And it must be a shrine. It has a shrine-like look to it, and it's all stone. There's a big stony slab door, and there's even some writing in goblin script. These like kind of goblin runes upon the door, which are based upon giant runes, giant script.
Right. Which, of course, I can read.
Excellent.
And so this is actual stone blocks. It's built. It's either mortared or cyclopean, but it's not just carved out of a single formation.
Yeah, correct.
Like the ground is flat, if not for this. This was put here several centuries ago, probably. And as a general MIRRORMOURN question, goblins are a group that descended from elves at one point, or they just share a common evolutionary ancestor?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the core races of the world would be elves, dwarves, and giants. Yep. So, goblinoids and orcs come from some variety of those bloodlines. The I guess simplified way to put it is that the giants were the ones who brought about the birthing of the goblin kind. Now there's debates on orcs. They mixed like demon blood with some elves and some dwarven blood and goblinoids. There's all kinds of theories as to what they did, but you can trace goblins back to giants doing things with dwarven slaves that is possibly unspeakable.
Right. Okay, well, so as an archaeologist, do I know the accepted definition of how old goblin kind is?
That's a really good question. Well, certainly at least 1,000 years.
All right, and so this is...
The shrine is probably the original structure, the original version probably is not 1,000 years old, but nigh close. Maybe this would be representing an early form of goblin structure in this kind of southeastern part of Haven Isle.
In all the things I have studied, I do not know what this is, but well, I know this goblinoid in construction. I think there's some writing. What does it say? What do these goblin runes say that I'm reading?
Mm-hmm. You are looking at a shrine of Regatta Blixa, and this shrine itself is being described as Blixa. And you can even interpret that a bit further for your allies if you want. It's basically saying something like shrine of the... It's a kind of water goddess. It's not a high-ranking goddess, but a minor a minor water or minor oceanic deity. A small local goddess, as you might say, but a goddess nonetheless, probably something more substantial than a goblin itself or a run-of-the-mill beast.
It is a shrine of a water goddess. Who and what exactly worshipped here, I do not know, but, well, I mean, of course it was goblins, but when exactly they came and when they went, I do not quite know, but a long, long time ago, hundreds of years. What did Tommy Thornstock say about when we were supposed to get back to Barnacle? He didn't, did he?
You never gave us a time.
He didn't. Yeah.
Well, my friends, my new friends, I don't suppose I could trouble you to maybe let's go take a peek inside.
You and your undiscoveries and all that stuff. Fine, let's go as long as it doesn't take too long.
Well, to what end should me and my companion go with you? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, old things are full of interesting stuff. It's an old place. Ergo, ipso facto, one is the other. Right? Do you follow? Am I making sense?
No, it sounds like you just want to go and look at it. Because...
Yes, I do very much so, yes. I'm glad you understand.
Is there any value to be had in it?
Well, I should think so. I mean, both ruins are full of treasure.
There might be something monetary, but mostly it's just for him to go exploring and learn more history.
On history, my friends. You cannot put a price on history. Such things are priceless.
I will accompany you for
all sorts of things.
1/3 of whatever we find inside. But I get to pick first.
You get to pick second, and the other 2/3 are mine. That is the deal. If you're that type with...
I just kind of look at Vapor, and I'm like, if you're going to take 2/3, then I think that it's only fair that I would have the first pick of my 1/3.
And I would think that I am the one who can read the runes in here, and, well...
You're welcome to go in alone, and I'll collect whatever on your bones afterwards.
Had not realized you were such a commercialist.
I don't see any reason to delay our trip back to Barnacle, but if this is interesting to you, then I'm sure you won't mind agreeing to my terms.
Very well, very well. You get first pick of your 1/3, but on the one condition that if there are important cultural artifacts to the people that are my people, I reserve the right to refuse you taking them for mere sales that turn into money, as they have far greater value elsewhere.
I will take my 1/3 pick first among whatever we find. However, I tell you this, I'm not interested so much in cultural artifacts unless they have significant value above what the other things we find are.
Well, if nothing else, in the short time I have known you, you have demonstrated yourself to be one of the more reasonable people I have ever met, which is saying quite a bit. So, fine. Have it your way, but we shall adjudicate it later if such things are necessary.
We shouldn't spend more than half a day here, I would say. We do need to return to Barnacle before things get too low on rations and such.
Agreed. We can always come back here. Besides, it's not that big anyway. I'm sure we can...
I wouldn't worry too much about rations, as long as you don't mind eating plants. I can identify most plants that would be helpful and healthy to eat, and those that are poisonous. But that's only if you don't mind eating them.
Yes, see, this one knows his way around plants. We're not going to run out of food. Don't worry your head.
Let's go inside.
Let's go inside, yes.
So you strike up an understanding amongst one another and decide to venture into the shrine for archaeological curiosities and potential treasure hunting. Okay, so here we go. I am now introducing you all the wonder of Fog of War.
Esper, I've been telling you about Fog of War since literally day one.
And it has taken me until day 66 to figure out a way to implement it. But I have figured it out. It works.
Yeah, and it's really cool because whichever miniature you're on, it shows their line of sight rather than what, everyone can see, depending on how you set it.
Clever.
At the moment, I have it set to a pretty minimal, simple way, which is generally how I prefer to run things. But we'll see. Let's.
You'll see. You'll see how it goes.
Let's test it out. So, the three of you enter inside. There's a basic, well, not so basic. It has that writing on the front, but there's a stone door entrance, slab-like, and you're able to pull that open, and without exerting any great effort. And you step inside. It is a moist atmosphere in here. Here and there, you see little puddles of water with drips coming from the ceiling. And here and there, you even see like some roots that have busted through a crack in the floor or the wall. So it definitely has an old feel and a musty dankness to it. The sound inside otherwise is still and quiet.
Now, I know at least I do, and I think possibly all of us have dark vision, but is it lit at all?
I don't have dark vision.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
I don't have dark vision, but I do have the cantrip light. So he will, in his hand, create a small ball of light that he's able to manipulate.
Cool.
Watch what you're doing with that. Some of us need time for our eyes to adjust. Ugh.
Well, some of us can't see in the dark. Thank you very much.
That's what we call a you problem.
Illumination. This initial couple sections here will be bright light from the door being open and feeding in sunlight. Otherwise, the ambient lighting of the whole place during the daytime is dim light. Yeah. So, Vapor, you issue an arcane command, and a light spell comes on, and that's going to dispel or throw back rather the shadows and such, and help you all see better. You're standing in an entrance or antechamber. It splits into two other chambers, two sections or two directions, and you see some writing here on this face, the stony face, more goblin script, which Aygir, you interpret that as sing the hymn to the great Regatta Blixa.
Well, Vapor can also read Goblin, so.
This is true. Yeah. And does it look like that's the complete extent of this writing, or is it like, chipped off or flaked or faded in some place?
It seems to be the full extent.
All right, it's like a complete
The
thought.
writing has been kept up and maintained. It's Goblin, so it's not the finest of craftsmanship, but it is legible.
Sing the hymn to the great Regatta Blixa.
You do know your handwriting is way better than your fellow kind. I can barely make out half these scribbling words.
Well, if you knew a thing or two about a thing or two, you would know these are old. The way I write is stylized, modern. It is formal for business letters, communiques between kings, things like that. This is the way they used to write. Back centuries ago, the way the symbols were originally written down. You would know that if you listened to me once in a while.
And the last time I listened to you, you shoved potions down my throat.
And you know what happened? You didn't die. So,
Yes, and now I have
My
some weird.
character will stand there listening and looking around while they're.
And now I can't stand being near fire, and whenever it gets too cold, it hurts.
Good. Then don't go nearer to fire than you have to. Just stand 10 feet away and feel warm, or put on a blanket. So, let us see. Sing the hymn to the great Regatta Blixa. What else is there in this temple? Is there
By
any
the way,
indication?
our resident archivist, Christopher Flodin, has given us a nice line from Adriel, who is with you all. And Adriel says, without the promise of ending someone's life, I'll hide outside and guard the entrance. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's him.
So your assassin is watching your backs while you all explore.
Well, good. Not that there's anybody living in here, but, well, I think they will remain living if they are. So, is there any indication of a difference between the path to the right and the left? Like, is there, some sound or smell or sight or something coming from any of them, etc.?
Okay, so if you just want to stand there and look, you can make a perception check, or if you want to investigate, you can get in there and start, searching through the fine details.
All right. I think I will actually investigate and take my time at it.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty much the same roll, actually, I think. So for investigation, that is a strong way to open because that is not natural, but it's a 20.
There are some subtle things, but they might be worth noting. This, we'll call it northern. I'm not actually sure what direction it is, but we'll call it northern for our sake. This northern way, you see there are these kind of faint scrapes along the floor as though something heavy has been dragged or pulled back and forth many times over the years. And then down this way, you don't notice so much of scrape likes, and you get a bit of an indication that this is some kind of commons, or maybe an eating or a feast chamber. Another thing is that you notice there is a very faint glyph or sigil, just a very faint magical effect upon the face here, and you seem to be in its area already, though there's no apparent effect happening.
All right. I can't, off the top of my head, tell what it is, though, right?
You could make an Arcana check if you so fancy.
I would absolutely fancy that. As I'm not proficient, my intelligence is pretty good. That's not quite as good. That's, I hope not. That's an 11.
It's an 11? Okay. So actually, that was exactly the DC you needed to get, because it's a very basic first level effect. This is an alarm effect.
Huh.
And you're pretty sure it's set to a silent activation. So it has something to do with perceiving people coming in.
Has it already
seems to be
activated?
linked up with this religious practice of the shrine. As you have not sung the hymn, you are pretty certain that this alarm is actually already triggered.
Well, it seems we have come in misinformed. I don't suppose any of you know the hymn of Regatta Blixa.
I think it's already too late because you didn't sing it.
Maybe it's too late, maybe it's not. Does anyone know this hymn?
As a goblinoid myself, might I?
I don't know. How would we know this hymn, Esper?
Well, it's a local, regional deity, a minor deity. So if you think there's a chance that your character would know about that.
Vapor would not know. Aygir would probably have the best chance of knowing it because he's out here more often.
As a goblinoid,
Walykos would probably have the next best. Would also have a good choice.
Yeah, as a
If you can't bring
goblinoid
Sarah.
and archaeologist, there's a chance I might
is
have
probably the better one.
read or heard, but I don't think it's that high either way.
Make a religion check.
Okay. Well, it's not actually bad. That's pretty good. That's What is that? That is a 17. No, sorry, it's a 19.
Okay, so you are familiar to some basic extent about Regatta Blixa. You don't know this hymn; that's a bit obscure for you, but you do know of her. She is a Kongar goddess. A Kongar is a type of eel-like creature. It's a big eel-type creature. They can grow to be the size of like a person. They're really big things, and they are water dwelling, but they have some land type capabilities. They can come onto land for a limited instance of time, and they have a sort of coiling movement they do to get themselves around on land. And they're sort of ugly, nasty things. They have these hairs as well. They've got this hair of this frill thing at the top of their head, and it goes all the way down like a ridge of hair down their back. So yeah, hairy eel-like semi-amphibious creatures. So Regatta Blixa is a Kongar goddess. She's a minor deity. This is her shrine, and legends have it that she dwells here. The goblins will come and make sacrifices to her, sing her praises, and receive her blessings. The sacrifices can be in various forms, pretty much anything that is of substantive value could potentially be a sacrifice. And as with most gods, their favor and their blessing can impart some kind of boon upon you. Being that she's a minor deity, it wouldn't be an earth-shattering boon, but it would have something. Maybe it could cleanse or heal someone, or even give them a water-like benefit or characteristic for a time.
What was her name? Jam, Bam, Ham, Jelly. If only we'd have brought that little goblin with us. Maybe she would know.
You mean Jelly Belly?
Sure.
Belly.
Yes, fine. Yes, of course, sure. If you say so. Well, to the south appears to be some sort of a refectory, a dining hall. To the north, a weight has been moved across the ground repeatedly, and whatever is in
Sounds like a trap to the
it
north.
knows us. I was thinking the same thing, yes. It means that way is probably guarding the more interesting stuff, but we must
Maybe they connect. We can't see from here. Maybe we should go south and see if it connects elsewhere.
Give me one moment first. I'd like your idea, but I'd like to try something as well.
Do what you gotta do.
I am going to use magical tinkering on any old pebble I can find lying around, enchant it to sound like the footsteps of the three of us, and skip it like a stone across a pond down the northern hallway as far as it'll go.
Mm-hmm. All right. You skip it that way, and there is a crackling sound, as though the sound of a small bolt of lightning. And you also hear some heavy footsteps and shuffling. Why don't you all roll some initiative?
Well, Ogong Dong. That didn't go very well.
Saw that one coming.
Okay, so either this is really good or really bad because I just rolled a natural 20 on my initiative.
Nice. I rolled a 1.
Yeah, okay, so this is going to be really interesting because I never roll 20s on my initiative.
I'm going last.
That is in the sense of like, well, you kind of got your 20 out of the way on an initiative check instead of like
yeah, see that's the thing is like, did I just roll my one natural 20 for the night, or
that doesn't mean anything? You could just be having you could have a really hot night and just be
see, that's the thing is I don't know if this is a really good sign or a really bad sign, because if this is a bad sign, this is my 120 for the night, but if it's a good sign, that means I'm going to be rolling hot tonight.
All I can say is just keep on rolling and you'll find
it. No, I'm just going to keep rolling, but it's just like I don't usually roll on 20 on an initiative and on the first roll.
So, Esper,
Yeah, who's got the highest initiative?
That would be,
I believe I did with that 20, giving me a 21.
21. Okay. After that?
15 on Walykos.
Okay. And Aygir?
Can I do that as a
Aygir's initiative?
action? Never mind. He got a 2. We posted it in the side chat, and he said, "I shall return."
Okay. There is the sound of heavy footsteps and shuffling movements that follow this crackling blast. And Vapor, how do you react to what is?
What's the light again like in? It's bright light where we're at, and then it gets. Okay. So I did light a light spell. Vapor's gonna put that out. It's gonna stop.
Or chuck it away from you so they're looking over there.
That's true. Yeah, so he'll chuck the light spell down the northern passageway.
All right. You throw the.
Plus, we can see now.
What has the light on it?
It's probably a small little stone or something.
Okay, you throw the stone and it goes clattering up into this chamber here. Anything more?
He is going to ready a spell. In the footsteps, were they sound metallic?
They did not. They definitely sounded heavy, but not a clang of metal.
Okay, so they were just heavy. Okay, he's going to cast an mage armor on himself.
All right, you enshroud yourself with an arcane protective force. Do you hold your ground there?
Yeah, he'll hold his ground there.
Okay,
and that will be my turn.
Walykos, we turn to you now.
Walykos loads his, crossbow, kind of pulls it up, and can I move to the square directly to the right of? Sorry, had a moment there. Vapor. Yeah. And I kind of lean against the wall and I aim around the corner there. So hopefully I get half cover if I'm pressed against the wall. Of course, from that direction, not from the southern corridor. But
okay, so
you see what my intent?
Yep. So you lean in to take a look, and you're seeing some things in here. Let me actually reveal this. You see 2 statues that look like. Okay, I don't think that zooms in because you're on the player view.
You would have to.
That look goblin-like, and they are holding. The statues are holding part of the statue. These big, frilled eel-like creatures, all made of stone.
Yep.
And they're glaring at you. These, what Aygir might refer to as temple guardians.
Okay. I will ready an action to shoot one if they take a step in our direction or attack. Basically,
they are moving your way.
Like they're moving. Then I just take my shot immediately.
Taking like their first couple steps, and it's not their turn yet.
I will go ahead and take my shot.
All right, you fire.
Does a +6? Does a 14 hit?
The bolt strikes the thing and glances off the stony texture.
Yep, figured. That's fine. I reload my crossbow and I'm done. Yep.
The creatures come shambling forward on heavy stone steps. And from the mouths of the stony eels that they are carrying, lightning shoots. And these are actually 2 lightning zaps per statue.
Okay. I have a question. I assume they're shooting at me because I'm probably one of the few that they can see.
Yeah.
Do I have any cover is my first question. And does this count as magic?
Yes, it's a spell attack.
Okay.
And you, against the second statue, you'll have half cover. So
Okay.
first one is normal. It's a 21 and a 15 to hit.
So those are both the attack rolls, right? Not a disadvantaged roll. Okay. The 15 misses, the 21 will hit.
Okay, so there's one hit, and then now you have half cover plus 2 to AC.
Let me just check something if Tread the Path of Blades works on this. 1 second.
I think it should. In theory.
No action until the end of the turn. Each time you're attacked, make a dex. Okay, so it is an attack. Yeah. Let me Tread the Path of Blades, just in case. Is that okay, Esper?
Yeah, go for it. That's what it's there for.
All right. So for the 21 attack, I'm rolling my acrobatics. Right?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Nope. That still hits. And then what was the other attacks?
The next one is a critical hit and a 7, which will obviously miss.
Can't do anything about a critical hit unless the Tread the Path of Blades works on that. So.
Alas, it does not. So you are struck twice, and one of them hits you dead on, and you're blasted with lightning damage.
How much does half cover give you again? I'm sorry.
Plus 2.
Okay, then I'm still hit with the 21. Yep.
It's a total of 13 lightning damage.
Okay. That hurts.
I'm sure it hurts quite a bit. Aygir, what do you do?
All right. They are how far away?
From you,
It looks like less than 60
40.
Okay.
35.
All right. Aygir will step 2 squares directly north on the map up, producing as he does from his tinker's tools a small crucible and a pair of tongs, or maybe even a casting die for a coin. And he pours out some what looks allegedly like molten tin, and then turns kind of some iridescent rainbow colors, and he extends it out and shoots this orb of mercurial, liquidy, molten metal stuff at the statues, hitting onto, I believe it's just one of them. No, sorry, a 20-foot cube. It expands into a mist, which then turns flashy colors and begins to outline in violet light both of those creatures. This is a spell, Fairy Fire.
Sounds like a dexterity saving throw as they attempt to avoid the glitter dust.
Fairy Fire.
And the things are very much not dexterous nor agile. And we've got a -1 and a 12.
Wow. Those both fail, but negative. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Even at low save DC, is it still a 13?
Out of curiosity, did they ever get in a range of vapor? Or did he ever be able to get eyes on sight of them?
You could shoot. I'd give it half cover. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he did have a ready spell.
Yep, go for it.
Oh, okay.
And you'll have advantage from the Fairy Fire. Is that right?
Well, not if that happened first.
No, this would have happened first.
Yeah.
It's up. Yeah, it's up.
You will on your next turn.
But the vapor.
So I don't think a 14 is going to hit then.
It does not. It's deflected or blocked by the stony natural armor.
Okay, so that was my ready to action.
All right. Well, so anyway, after casting,
they are now shimmering and glimmering with the glitter dust, and you have advantage. Everyone has advantage on attacks, and they can't turn invisible. Assuming they had some way to turn invisible, they couldn't do it.
I don't think it's glitter dust. I think it's Fairy Fire.
Yeah, he was just describing it, but yeah, Fairy Fire. Glitter dust is a different spell. Anyway, yes. After firing the Fairy Fire onto the not fiery, non-alliterative statues, he will step right back to where he was, hiding once again behind the cover of that stonework.
Well done, Aygir.
Well, my friends, I'm sorry that I could not do more yet, but hopefully you should be better able to hit them now.
Oh, this will definitely help. You definitely need to learn your goblin histories. You can do these chants for us the next time we enter one of these things. And with that, Vapor is going to shoot off another spell at them. Another Stormbolt.
All right.
Okay.
Don't forget
What about a 16 this time?
Yes, a 16 strikes true.
All right. All right. And oh my gosh, it's been so, wow, once that's a D8 for Stormbolt. Do I have that written down?
Yes. D8.
Okay, I got to make sure I write that down because I don't think I have it. But that is a nice 7 points of damage.
7 lightning. Okay. That seems to work decently well.
All right. And then
nothing else, then we go back to Walykos, who has been wounded.
You fool! You didn't properly interpret the runes, and you've led us here to our death. I shoot at it with a crossbow, and then I'm going to retreat. That is really terrible, even with advantage. Another 14, so I miss. So yeah, I just retreat back. I'm leaving the area, Esper, off the map.
Okay, so you go back outside.
Yep.
And let me do this so we can actually see that you're there. Okay. The Shrine Guardians continue their guarding of the shrine. They move forward on slow, shuffling, shambling, stony steps, and one will fire here at Vapor. One will fire here at Aygir. I'll give you both some cover here. You've got quite a bit of cover. Let me see. I'll give 3/4 to Aygir and half to Vapor. So Vapor +2, Aygir +5 to your AC. The attacks at Vapor are an 8 and a 20.
The 20 will hit.
Okay. And then against Aygir, a 13 and a natural 1 for a miss.
Neither of those will hit.
Okay, so just Vapor was struck once for 5 lightning.
Okay.
And we're looking at you once again, Aygir.
All right. I dread that this may be foolish, but when I run, follow me, Vapor. I don't know what I'm doing, but it might be our chance to beat these things. And I'd rather not retreat. So he will step forward just 1 square to where he's got a nice clear line. And from his Tinker's Tools, use that coin casting die to blast a storm bolt at the more damaged one of the two, if he's able to tell.
Okay, so you shoot the one that that Vapor just storm bolted.
With advantage, thanks to the fairy fire.
Oh yes.
Ooh, I needed that because that is not a crit, but it is an 18 plus 6, so it's a 24.
Well struck.
And damage on that is maximum. That is an 8 damage.
Okay. That seemed to be a fairly substantive hit against the statue. Do you reposition yourself again?
Yes. Namely, I run my remaining speed. Each one of these squares is 5 feet.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So my remaining 25 feet of movement, I run back and down the other hallway a little ways.
Like this?
Yeah, stopping if I see anything living in there, but wanting to look into that room.
Okay, so you see a few things actually. You see there's like this other chamber. There's some stairs going down back there. Yes, this chamber here seemed to be, or perhaps is, if it's still functioning. It seems to be functioning still, right? Like still utilized. A feasting chamber, and then this here looks like a ritual chamber, and it looks actually old. It's older. It has a lot more wear. The stonework's a little different. There's a lot of cracks and even some vines jutting through cracks.
And just in my moment of seeing this, there's nothing in this feasting hall that seems to be all that useful potentially in the fight.
You see nothing that looks immediately useful to you. I mean, if you had no weapons, maybe you could grab, a chair or something, a stool. They're goblin-sized. A couple benches, stools, stoneware, basins, and such.
Right.
You see, otherwise, nothing. No creatures, nothing alive in here.
All right. Well, then that is his turn. I'll hope that running like that has helped kite them around so that we can divide and conquer between Vapor and I. But we'll see.
Possibly a good tactic. They do seem quite slow. Vapor.
All right. Sorry, I'm doing a little thinking real quickly in my head. Vapor's actually going to duck out to the main end. He's going to take a shot actually at them real quickly. Fire them. And then I'm going to do my movement. Well, 19 hit.
Yes, I might have misunderstood you. Did you want to move and then shoot?
No, I'm going to shoot first and then move.
Okay. So you could fire at this one with half cover, or this one.
Which was the one that he already hit?
This one here.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you'll do that one.
Okay. And your attack was, you say it was a 20?
19.
19?
Yeah.
Yes, you strike it.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's only 1 point of damage.
A mere grazing zap, and the creature continues to shuffle ahead.
Okay, so this is where he's going to move. He's actually going to move back and duck behind the entrance doors.
Okay, so sort of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, let me do this here. Okay. And the creatures.
I don't get a turn?
It is Walykos.
Yeah, I know that you count me out, but
Okay,
I'm not dead yet, Esper.
Yes.
Walykos will poke his head around the corner and take a shot from the side of the doors that he's at, and then he gets out of there after he takes a shot.
Okay.
So let's see here. Are you freaking kidding me? A 1 and a 4 on an advantage. I'm done.
That's like how my character's been rolling in Jader's game.
I mean, yeah, but I've never rolled like you. I'm done.
Maybe the intensity of being in this shrine of a strange goblin goddess is racking you with nerves, and your shots are not.
I'm pretty sure it was the 13 damage that you shot me with. I'm pretty sure.
You are racked with pain, and your crossbow quarrel does not find its target. There we go. That's the full extent of what Aygir had seen. Okay, or rather is seeing. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. I'm still getting used to the toggling the two map tools, but it's actually working pretty nicely. Now we have the Shambling Guardians. Okay, there go. And there we are. And let's see, firing at Aygir. Aygir, you have half cover against the first one, and
Right.
three-quarters cover against the next one. So +2 to AC.
Right.
7 and 21.
21 will hit, even with +2.
Yep, and then +5 to AC on this. I'm sure they won't hit 12 and 11. All right, so you're zapped but once for 4 lightning. Zap.
I will actually. So the more damage of the two is the one that's currently closer to me.
The one above.
Okay, actually, all right. I will. Do I cast Absorb Elements? Nah, not right now.
How do you respond to their continued sorties?
All right. So,
Don't forget to make your concentration check for your spell.
oh, for Fairy Fire. Oh, good point. Yep. Okay. Concentration check. That's a 16 on the die.
DC 10 is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You took 4 damage. Unless you take over 20 damage on one hit, you're probably.
No, that's right.
DC 10.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So that's good. Still concentrating on that. I will run with the coin striking die in my hand, and in passing, I will blast the damaged one with a storm bolt
Okay. Are you running to the
entrance.
entrance? Okay. So
Probably won't get quite there
Shoot.
yet, but
and that'll get you there.
okay. So with advantage, that is going to be a 17 to hit.
You have struck the creature.
For 6 lightning damage.
You blast it, and the stone statue falls over and stops moving.
Ah, my friends.
Any blood? Well, I'll put some effect.
One down, one to go. I think these things may be tied to this location somehow. They are guardians. I don't know if they can go outside. Perhaps we can stand out here and blast our way inside with...
I imagine you just stop where you are, like in the middle of the corridor where they're like shooting lightning. You try and give us all this, exposition. We're just like, get to cover, you moron!
Vapor's going to peek over at you and go, they have lightning that can reach very far as well.
This is what he's been yelling.
Getting cover.
Okay, I mean he's moved his full movement. This is what he's been yelling this whole time, and he's still moving in the middle of moving as time happens.
All right, so
Vapor.
I believe it's
Vapor,
Vapor's
what do
turn
you-
now.
Yeah, what do you say? What do you think?
So Vapor's pretty much just yelling at Aygir to get in cover because he's being an idiot for standing out in the open. But he's going to pop down and take a shot at... Well, he only knows that. He doesn't know the first one went down, so he's going to pop down and take
Pop
a
out
look.
and you see one straight on. So
Yeah, one straight on, and he'll just shoot that.
don't forget your advantage from Fairy Fire.
Yep, I have both dice. Oh, so close. That is a 19 on the roll, so it'd be a 21 to hit.
Well done. That is some good
Oh, wait,
shooting.
no, that's actually a 22 to hit. My bad.
No, don't roll a 1 on the damage.
That's a 7
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
on the dice, so 7 points of damage.
7 is a pretty substantial hit, I would say.
Yeah, so I figure he's going to do that, and I don't know if I can do this, but grab Aygir and try to pull him back into cover with me.
From
Action.
Or is
Yeah.
that going to require an action?
I feel like that would be a grapple.
right, I don't think Aygir would resist because he would want to be in cover, but yeah, that does.
Yeah, I'm just asking
Feel like you
if that's an action or if I can. Yeah, well, he's only using one hand doing his usual finger gun thing, shooting the ball and grabbing.
Still actions.
But I think you're right. That would be an action. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so he'll just duck back into cover outside of the backing out around the door frames or entryway. So he's out of cover.
Okay. And Walykos, you are wounded, but you are not down. What do you do?
I have 35 feet of movement. Can I get a non-cover shot 2 squares to the right of Aygir?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I don't even need that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the top one. All I need to do is pop out around Aygir, and I can get a dead-on shot on that one. So I will kind of pop out, aim down my crossbow, and finally shoot this thing for better than I've rolled so far, but a 16. Does that hit?
It does.
Oh, finally. All right. Go ahead and take a whopping 7 damage.
All right. The crossbow bolt hits the thing. It makes sort of a clacking sound, and it definitely puts a nice scuff onto the stonework. And then you go back to the
Scurry.
safety of cover.
Yep.
To avoid further damage. Now we come to the remaining guardian, which engages Aygir up close and has twin slam attacks. Or maybe since we've got this, goblinoid statue holding this eel, maybe the eel is actually biting. Maybe a 1 slamming fist and 1 eel bite. I like it. That is a 19 and an 8.
Well, the 19 hits.
Okay. Wham! You take 5 damage, Aygir.
Ouch, and it's not elemental, so it can't absorb it. Okay.
The statue stares you on with this menacing goblinoid scowl, emotionless, frozen in stone. How do you respond to this direct assault?
Well, simply put, I run.
But do you do anything special?
Well, actually, because if it opportunity attacks me, that's just one of the attacks, right?
You could disengage, but yes, it would just be one attack.
Yeah, so he'll run, he'll risk the opportunity attack.
Why?
He has plans for when he gets outside.
Okay.
Okay.
The statue, maybe the eel part, snaps at you. It is a 10 to hit. I'm sure that doesn't do it.
It does not. Okay, excellent. He will go outside, look around for a brief moment to see where Walykos is, and say, "Oh, hello. How are you doing? It's good to see you." And he'll reach his hand out and, I guess with some sort of a tool, maybe an ink brush from his cartographer's tools. "You have a bit of dust on you. Let me get that." And he'll brush it off and cast Cure Wounds.
I just want to say you
10.
don't dust anything with a paintbrush. I don't know what you use your ink brushes for.
The brush for dusting off the sand that you use to blot the ink.
That's a I can't remember.
I called it an ink brush. I don't know if that's the actual term for it.
That is not the term. Anyway, so you're outside now.
Yes, healing Walykos for 10.
Okay, I got it. That helps a lot.
Well, there's only one of them left. Let us destroy it. I think we can. I think we got this one.
It's when, out of a pile of leaves and mud rises up Adriel. He's like,
freeze! Oh no!
Steal. It's like, damn it, Adriel, we had it.
You froze up the Warsor for me, at least.
Yeah, there was a slight hiccup.
Yeah.
All right, top of the round.
All right, so it's my turn as Vapor. All right.
Yeah.
I have 2 different spells I'm thinking of. You guys probably know what they are, but I'm just going to do the simpler of the two. So Vapor will pop out until he has full sight on the Guardian or whatever it is and Stormbolt it. Because I get enough flack for the 2 times I've used Thunder Wave.
A Thunder Wave would be not a good use in this situation.
Yeah, I know.
Like you're in basically a horn.
I just rolled double 6s, so that's a 9. I don't think that does anything.
Is not going to do it.
Yeah, so Vapor will just duck back so he has full cover.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's coming. I guess I got to take my chances here.
Go for it.
Walykos is going to do thus. He's going to move to in front of Aygir, shoot it, then draw my dagger in my hand. Yeah, there. And basically we'll see what happens with the shooting first. Well, I hit. Nothing special, just an unnatural 20. And he takes 6 damage.
Okay, 6 damage. That might actually be taking this thing down.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Where'd my note go? It does actually. Yeah, so you have felled the second of the Shrine Guardians here.
In which case, I step out, aim down the crossbow, and just say, no, I don't have a good one-liner ready, but I just shoot him in the head, you know. I was like trying to think of something with lightning, but I'm like, nah, it just would come off bad.
Well, do tell me, friend, why are you standing there so stone-faced? Seems to me we've just won this fight.
Well, you know, I was in a rocky place for a while, and it seems like we've been able to break out of it.
It does.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways,
I don't suppose you're soured on this whole experience by now, or would you accompany me back inside?
I think it was pretty stupid throwing that rock and then, you know, like we knew the way south was not the trap, and you threw it into the trap.
Traps hide treasure, my friend. Traps hide treasure. One third,
really?
remember?
Well, why
third.
don't you lead the way to the treasure then? I will stay 10 feet behind you while you point out the treasure.
Very well. All right. Leading the way, I will go first. On the way, I'll look at the statues and see, you know, make sure they're well and truly destroyed, not just temporarily disabled, and
not just coming back to pieces, you know, regenerate.
Right.
Oh, my lovely
evil plan.
My lovely tree. My lovely tree didn't turn out. Hold on, let me do this again. I have to do this for our purposes. Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Not see the drawing that I'm doing on here?
no.
No.
Is it not showing up? Okay, maybe once.
Are you sure it's not on the hidden layer or
There
some
we go.
other layer? Yeah.
There. Yeah, I had to actually finish it for it to show up. Okay, you see it now, right?
No.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm still figuring out getting this.
I mean, I can kind of see some green stuff out there, but it's hidden by fog of war.
Yeah. I know. Like I said, I'm still
Okay.
learning this all.
Oh, there we go. Cool. I mean, if you want, just give me your server information. I'll connect in with my map tools.
Okay. There we are. But you would have been seeing the same thing anyways. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Good enough for now. Let's keep moving along. You have destroyed both of the initial chamber guardians.
Yes, and as we go along, I'm checking to make sure that is the case. That they're not just temporarily disabled. That they're
I'm collecting my ammo. Let's see. Got my ammo die.
Oh yeah, go for that.
Yep. I'm good.
Good. Okay.
And assuming they are actually destroyed, that I can confirm that I'm leading the way into, since I'm going to be the trap monkey now, I guess, so that Walykos doesn't get trapped. I'm going to go into the chamber where they were, the guard room, I guess you might call it, and see if there's anything of interest in there.
Okay. So, first of all, you go to inspect the statues, and they would need definitely some repair to make them functional again. They don't seem like they're going to get up on their own. They don't seem to have any manner of natural healing or fast healing or regenerative properties in them. Satisfied with that, you go and you look in here, which you might call this a shrine guardian chamber. It looks like they've come and gone from here a number of times.
Hence the scrapes.
Hence the scrapes, yeah. Nothing else quite catches your eye, though.
Yes, I can see that it was clearly imperative that we trigger that trap to, find the treasure that so adorns this chamber.
Just as it isn't so imperative to whine about a fight that we won. Yes, all right. Let us go the other way then.
If you whine like a mule, you are still alive.
Exactly. Dead men don't
So
complain.
is everybody of a mind to explore the other passage?
Aygir certainly is.
Vapor would like to cast a spell first. If you guys don't mind a quick little wait, so you can cast the Ritual of Detect Magic.
That sounds good.
I'm going to take 10
Oh,
minutes.
in the Guardian Chamber? Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, it's a
I mean,
concentration, so he can move around after he's cast it.
yeah, I know. You just don't want to spend the spell slot.
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. So he's going. If you guys don't mind, he's going to tell you guys I need 10 minutes, and we'll start doing the ritual to do detect magic.
Vapor, you begin performing your ritual, your arcane ritual, and you've not gotten far into it, not far at all, probably under a minute, when you all hear additional footsteps coming. Thumping, thudding, heavy footsteps coming from somewhere, and they're getting closer and nearer.
Perhaps we should try this outside of the temple. The shrine.
I'm heading back to the entrance. I think there are more that are coming.
Yeah, Vapor is of the same mind. He's going to head outside.
So
Aygir will too.
Yeah.
But Aygir will linger a little longer and look around to see if he can see what's coming. Because
Esper, I didn't want to move all the way over there. I wanted to be at the same corner down below, just so I can see what comes. Yeah,
Okay,
right.
like that?
Also,
down below, like the southern. Yeah, that one.
also Aygir will actually still be inside.
So Aygir actually wants to be inside. Okay.
His flaw on his character sheet is that he always has to just stick around and look for that one more secret door or hidden thing, and he wants to see what's coming, if something's coming, if indeed it is.
I like this flaw. Let me tell you, I really like that flaw.
Oh, I can imagine you like it, Esper.
It might be his downfall, but it is one that I enjoy playing too. That's for sure.
I get my crossbow ready.
Yeah, you all do that and get ready. And appearing here is another temple guardian statue. And it goes there, and it sounds like you all had prepared for it and had readied some shots.
Yep.
Yeah,
Do you
sure.
take the shots just as you are?
I don't think there's a real clear line of sight just yet, is there?
Yeah, I'm not sure there's a line of sight, but
Okay. So
probably needs to get closer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there, and do I have everybody arranged where you want to be, or is it off?
Yeah, that's fine where I'm at.
Yep.
I probably would be back around the corner. I'm not like poking that far out to look for it.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for it to come.
All right. So mainly it's Aygir is the one who's really lingering around.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is there. And did you ready some kind of attack or something? I'm sorry.
I ready to Stormbolt.
You ready to Stormbolt? Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't we?
60 feet.
I hadn't already said so just because you were explaining about what was happening, but that is my intention that I wanted to do.
Okay. Yeah. So you go there. You have like the arcane lightning rippling along your fingertips or along maybe one of your tools. And the thing appears here. You're looking at it. It's a shambling thing. And from right there, it fires the lightning at you from the eel's mouth.
What's the distance between them? Just curious.
I'm just 90 feet or so. 70.
Does that give it any sort of disadvantage for long range at all?
There's not a long range thing. It's like a spell, like a cantrip, but there
will
be some cover involved.
Yep. So, just curious.
There was another measuring tool that just did a straight line, but I'm not finding it now.
Do if you do the measuring tape, I think if you hold either like Alt Shift or Control or something, you can draw just a straight line.
Okay.
Rather than snap to grid or something like that.
Okay, Shift, Control.
I don't remember which one it is. I know it's like some sort of hotkey like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just hold it while you drag out the line to see if it does it.
Yeah, I'm trying different keys. Is that
left Alt doesn't do it?
Nothing is doing it. Okay, no worries. So I'll give you 3/4 covers. Seems fine to me. And here are the lightning shots. This is a 10 and a 21.
A 10 and a 21 with 3/4 cover?
Yeah, you have +5 to your AC.
Oh, right, which meaning it hits. So the 21, 21 actually does hit. My AC is 21 with the +5, yeah.
You are zapped for 8 lightning damage.
Well, Aygir shouts, "It's over there!" And then convulses a little bit and sits down. "I don't feel so good." And then passes out.
So that's your way of saying that you're down?
Yep.
Just as he was talking about his flaw might be his downfall.
Wait, don't you have absorb elements or something?
I do, but I've cast both my first level spell slots, Fairy Fire and Cure Wounds.
Gotcha. Couldn't upcast it.
The Artificer's like a half.
Well, you don't have the slot.
Right? Yeah, I gambled that healing you would be a better option than saving it.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree. Healing me was the right option.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always the right option because it's always about Warsor.
Character. Absolutely. You know, I'm like the main character of the show.
No matter what campaign we're playing, you're always the main character.
It's the secret.
Even when you play an NPC character, he's still the main character.
There are no main characters because, as we all know, main characters suck just universally. As soon as you're a main character,
that sounds like something a side character would say. All right.
Stupid plot armor. I don't care. It's stupid face. All right. So, Aygir has been blasted into unconsciousness, and
are we still in initiative of the same?
Like dying and has an injury.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do that. Vapor.
What's the initiative? Yeah.
Okay. Seeing Aygir go down, he is going to grab him and pull him into cover.
That's a good plan.
Okay.
And then is going to start applying first aid to him.
All right, so that will probably come on your next turn, I imagine.
Yes.
But you get him out of.
By the way, how much time has passed since the last encounter? With the first,
not much time at all. Like tops 2.
It was under 10 minutes. We know because you didn't even get to cast your ritual.
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember how much hit points I recover
Well,
because of the
how
potion.
Okay. Yeah, you get a hit point per minute. So get
Okay.
2 back.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Cool. All right. So Esper, that was his turn. Then it goes to my turn.
Yep.
Okay. I will pop out 15 feet, exactly 15 feet, wherever that gets me. Take the best shot that I can with the angle, and then go back to where I'm at, because that will give me more than enough movement left. Yeah. Can I see it from there?
I think I'll do the 3/4 cover thing like I did with Aygir. Unless you want to go in further, more than 15 feet.
Half cover's fine. I will. What's that?
3/4 cover.
Oh, 3/4 cover. That's fine. I'm going to take my shot, and I might use. You know what? No, I will move up one more. I'll go 20 feet.
Adriel's here.
So
Hello, everyone.
Out of the bushes.
the ghillie suit that he's been wearing this whole time, he just rises up out of the bushes.
Yeah, sorry, everyone. I know that I'm pretty late.
You're a horrible person, Nick, and we love you. Welcome.
We decided
No,
that
we don't.
loot
Did I? Am I
is
actually?
coming out of your inventory if we find
Forget
out.
I think
Adriel,
I
Adriel,
didn't
we need
include
you.
myself. It was
Am
like
I?
a royal we.
So I'm not actually dead. Okay, good.
Nope. Aygir's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
The most alive out of the whole party, actually.
Yeah.
Am I really?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been fighting some things, and we'll fill you in 1 second.
Yeah, go for it.
Whoa.
Sorry, that was my headset.
Esper. So with 5 more feet of movement, would that get me half cover shot?
Yeah.
So I would have gone. Okay. So I'm going to take my shot. Okay, looks like that's a 21 to hit
Oh yeah.
with half cover. That should do it. All right. Does a 10 total damage? Yeah.
10 damage.
And then I have 15 feet to move me back.
Okay. The 10 damage was fairly substantial. It was a noticeable hit. It kind of shudders when your crossbow quarrel strikes.
I imagine it sinks into it, and they're just spiderweb cracks. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's kind of like punching through armor.
Nick, roll Adriel's initiative.
Crap, I was messaging. Okay, I'm ready.
Sure you are.
I rolled terrible. I rolled a 9.
That's okay. That's better than the person who's dying.
Yeah.
Wait, who's dying?
Aygir.
Aygir is.
I don't care about Aygir.
I saw that coming.
I just imagine like you poked your head out of the bushes, like, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, so it's like, Aygir's okay. It's fine.
Actually, first Walykos got hurt.
I got hit
relatively
pretty
bad.
hard.
Yeah, he took 13 lightning. Then Aygir healed him. But then Aygir, with his curious self,
He
had to
did it
look
in
around.
line of sight of you too. It was outside when he did the healing.
So just to quickly fill you in, your party is on the way back to Barnacle. You're taking this long arcing route to stay away from the goblin settlement. And you come across this goblin shrine of a minor deity called Blixa, Regatta Blixa, who's this giant hairy eel goddess thing. And there are these shrine guardians that are these stone statues that look kind of like goblins holding these hairy eel things, and they blast lightning and they can punch. And these two have been defeated, and then there's this third one here. And
Wait, which ones have been defeated? Oh, those two with like the I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're now going to, let's see, Vapor went, Walykos. It's the statue now, actually.
Yep.
Okay. The statue, there's a crackling effect, but it's not actually using a lightning blast this time. It is conjuring something. Where are my notes? Ah, yes, there it is. Okay. It conjures
A useless minor illusion.
Well, we'll see. Maybe it's an illusion. Maybe it's not. It summons one of those eel things that I had mentioned before. One of those congars. Though it is a flying one, and there's something a bit shimmery as it is conjured, as though a magical conjuration effect brought it into being.
Yep.
And there it is, and I'm rolling its initiative, and it got that. Okay, got it. And then the statue will be. I don't know if it can really do much else. I guess it can move. Doesn't want to move anywhere. It will move. The statues are kind of slow. Just to let you know, Adriel. They're actually quite slow. Okay, now we go to Adriel yourself. You have been guarding your party's back, done a little bit of scouting. Everything seems safe, and you come back to find them under assault, and people are saying, Aygir got us into this mess.
Oh, was Aygir the one who wanted us to go in here?
Well, they're goblin room.
100% yes.
All right. So just
And nobody agreed to take a third of the treasure.
I totally agreed to take a third of the treasure that I could pick first.
so a quick thing. I see that there's like the inside area. Where are we at on the outside? Is this like a forest area?
Not exactly forest, but there are trees and vegetation. So these green patches are like, they could be trees, they could be undergrowth. It's like difficult terrain that you could hide in and cover.
All right. And so the two that I can see right there are already dead.
Yeah, these have been knocked down and they're not moving.
And is that blue one, that other one, is that alive? Is that something?
That's Walykos.
Oh, that's Wally. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me think. I guess I'll just, because I don't know everything that's going on yet. I guess I'll just I'll go up to that corner area.
Yep.
And I'll just use my bonus action to hide, and then I'll use my action to. I guess I'll use my action to I'll just like shoot a crossbow. Yeah, I guess or my short bow. I'll shoot my short bow. I'll just take the dodge action actually. So I'll use my bonus action to hide and my action to dodge. So I don't see. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do, just to make it simple, since I don't know everything that's going on yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. And
do I need? Oh, is someone on death saving throws?
Yeah, Aygir is.
Oh crap! I'm sorry, I didn't know. Would it?
You don't care about Aygir. Don't even pretend Adriel cares.
Well, I don't know if I can.
You probably wouldn't be able to get to him and do anything this turn.
Yeah, I don't think I'm thinking, because I don't have I don't think a medicine check would help him, would it?
A medicine check could stabilize him, but if you're not trained in it, it's going to be just.
I'm not trained in it, so. Yeah, I'll just do what I said, just to keep things simple. Do I need to do?
Not trained, but he's going to be doing it anyways.
Yep.
Do I need to do a stealth check for my hide, by the way, or
go for it? Go for it.
That's a much better roll. That's a ×2, 19.
Okay, that's a good roll. Aygir, give us a death saving throw.
All right, beat a 10. That first one is a failure. That's an 8.
All right, Aygir maybe coughs a little blood there on the ground. Vapor.
All right, so this is what I'm thinking Vapor would be doing is he would be pulling out herbs that he knows that can help, and
Here, eat that.
The ones that he could eat, he would be doing that. Those that he knows that that can't be eaten, he will try to make it into a paste to put over the wound. That's how he's doing his first aid. He's using his experience from making potions, knowing what potions work and which ones don't, to use the herbs that he has on hand to make healing salves.
Okay.
So
yeah, go for it. Make your medicine check as you apply the the healing herbs.
I'm on fire because that's a natural 20.
Woo! Wow. Aygir, you recover 1 hit point as Vapor has applied healing herbs to you and even gone a little above and beyond merely stabilizing you. You do have 1 injury, so that means you have a level of exhaustion.
And after Vapor has seen what he's done, he's going to look at Aygir and go, and I didn't need to force any potions down your throat. And then do like this
Shove the herbs in his mouth as you say
yeah, then he's like, you know, never mind. Stuff a couple healing herbs into the mouth. I changed my mind.
Nice.
That is my turn.
I just read a comment in the comment section here pointing out that sorcerers don't have ritual casting.
That is true. So I guess you were standing there thinking for 2 minutes, and that's when we heard the footsteps. You know, you're like, should I cast this? You know.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the detect magic and it said ritual. I didn't realize I couldn't cast.
It is a ritual, but you have to be a ritual caster.
Gotcha. I didn't realize that. That's my bad.
I think it's
true.
druid.
There is a ritual caster feat that's worth looking into if you're interested.
Yeah, I might do that.
Ritual caster feat is amazing. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay, so good job. Aygir is no longer dying. The flying, frilled, hairy eel thing comes through the air.
So does it go before my initiative and the initiative?
Yeah, it's got a 18 and you have a 15.
Cool.
Okay.
Go for it.
And it comes slithering along through the air much faster than these statues are.
So where does it get to?
So it just comes.
Can it go? Doesn't it have to go around the wall, not through the wall?
It just comes through here like that. It is a dash to get to you.
All right.
And
I will use tread the path or Satyr's ploy.
Satyr's ploy. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
So as it moves up to me, let me see here. Satyr's ploy. First time using this.
Yeah.
Where is it? Tread the path of blades. There it is. It's on the half page. So 1 reaction. When an enemy you can see moves within 5 feet of you, make a dexterity acrobatics check opposed by the triggering enemy's dexterity saving throw. If you win, the enemy falls prone. Either way, you may make a melee weapon attack against the enemy and move up to 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. So we'll go ahead and attempt to beat its dex save.
It's got a nat 20.
I got a 25 total, though.
Oh, it got a 22.
So
okay.
I don't care about your nat 20.
You knock the thing out of the air. It lands prone on the ground. Your attacks with advantage.
I stab it with my dagger. What is that? Does a 24 hit, I assume?
Easily.
All right, stabby stab. Go ahead and take 11 points of damage.
11. That was a very substantial hit.
I would like to shift myself 10 feet. No, not that way. I want to go around. Yeah, right there. So I'm diagonally still 5 feet away from it, but I can't be seen by the statue without it significantly going like a diagonal.
The conjured eel thing swims through the air and bears down upon you, and you spring that away with a tricky maneuver, knock the thing out of the air, slash it as you do, or maybe stab it, and land over there.
And then it's my turn, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because of my reaction.
No, yeah.
Yep. I will stab it again while it's on the ground. So shiving it. Unnatural 20 hit.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and take another 11 points of damage.
You have made quick work of the eel, and it is destroyed in it with a slight shimmer. It is just completely is gone.
I will then use my 35 feet of movement to go back to... Yeah, well, guess what? You designed this class ability that I'm showcasing for everyone here. Satyr's ploy, everyone. Get your
Satyr's
Esper
ploy
book.
is hella cool.
And
everyone knows who's watching. How the Paragon works is at level 7 Paragon and level 15 Paragon, your wonders get better. So like that Satyr's Ploy thing
has an upgraded version at each one.
Yeah, gets an upgraded version, yeah.
So it just does more. So I am going to then, with my 35 movement, get to behind Adriel, as I like hightail jump out of there. I'm like, it's still there. It's hiding. Yeah. And I've got like my dagger in one hand, my crossbow in the other, just holding. Yeah. Awesome. So I'm done.
Adriel just has food in his mouth. As your
yes, the statue.
Advance. Yeah, does it have fear?
Shambles. It certainly does not have fear.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at its intelligence, and it does not have that either. We are now on to Adriel.
They're pretty damn effective. So you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's the issue.
You did see the swimming eel thing that swam through the air come darting at me. I hit it and like stabbed it twice on the ground to kill it, and then ran back around you. And that probably dissipated since it was a summon creature, I imagine.
Yeah, my plan this turn was to actually just attack the eel thing, but it died. So
well, you'll either have to come up with a new plan or we're just ready in action.
Yeah, I guess I'll just well, I'm already hidden, so I don't know if I even need to
move in there and sneak attack it.
You could move and sneak attack with your hidden, but at the trap that Esper is trying
exactly.
to get
I know. That's why I'm
provide
a
target for him.
Because I'm pretty sure it has a reaction. Yeah, I think I'll just let's see. I don't think it has a side on me.
There is one way you could attack it this turn and still be kind of safe. And I say kind of safe because it might be able to get to half cover shot on you.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I think I'm just going to I'll just stay where I'm at. I guess. Wait for it to come up. I'll just ready. I'm already hidden. I guess I'll bonus action hide again if that matters.
You just stay hidden.
And then I'll ready. I guess a short bow shot. So like if it gets within range, then I'm a shoot it out of hiding.
Yep, that sounds like a plan. Aygir. Now, Adam, did you hear what Vapor did to Aygir?
He made a medicine check, I think, right?
Yeah, and he used these healing herbs, and he rolled a natural 20, so he actually heals you to 1 hit point.
Perfect. So Aygir opens his eyes and says, "There's another one. We are not done with these. There's another statue." Oh, yes.
And as you say that, like leaves come spewing out, herbs and leaves.
Yeah, some herbs come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
That tastes terrible. Oh.
Yes, yeah, you know how I feel. And gives you a nice pound cheek of fork.
Well, then we are even. So I better not hear about it again. Right.
Oh, no. I shall keep... You put 2 in me. I've only done it once so far.
Well, may you never again get the chance.
That herb is a repository, though.
So he will poke his head inside with a Stormbolt ready and see if he can see a clear line on the thing. And if he cannot...
if you spend all your movement because you had to stand up, you can go there and like it has 3/4 cover.
Don't do it.
Then I will not. No, then I will not quite go that far. Then
just stand up and move to the corner and ready in action. Seems
that is exactly what I'm doing. Yep. Just trying to think if there was a magical tinkering that could help me, but maybe not yet. So yeah, he'll ready a Stormbolt.
Unless you had any healing left, but you don't. So
no, He's only got the 2 spell slots.
All right, we're taking it back to Vapor now.
Okay. I don't think I have the movement to do what I want, so I'm just going to move up and while remaining in cover and ready a spell.
Are you rating Stormbolt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The statue. No. Walykos, it's your turn. Then the statue. Walykos.
Sorry, I just need a second. Okay. So my turn, then the statue. So if I were to move, let's see, 1, 2. I'm just doing the measuring. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So here's what I would like to propose, Esper. I have 35 movement, which could get me to the divider, the square right next to the divider in the middle. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Go ahead and check it out. Yep. Not there. One square up.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere along that path, do I have a shot with half cover or 3/4 cover?
Yeah, you do. Like right there.
Half cover sound good?
It's actually 3/4.
3/4
And
cover.
the
That's
thing-
fine.
And
Yep.
the thing is also shooting at you, and you have 3/4 against it.
Okay.
I was right not to attack last turn.
That's fine. Give me a second. I am going to. So, do I get my shot or does it get its shot first? This actually matters.
It goes first because it's a reaction thing.
Okay.
Ready.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
15 to hit.
22 is my AC with 3/4 cover.
The lightning smashes and ripples against the stony wall.
Okay. So I'm going to take my shot and see if I can hit him first, but I might be using my Hand of Fate for the advantage depending on how it goes. So, does a 21 hit?
21 does hit.
I was about to say, if I've hit it with a 16, even with +5, 21 should.
Mhm.
So, there we go. Wow, that's 13 damage.
You have knocked the statue over with your crossbow quarrel. It falls to the ground with a heavy thud.
Well, that was a lucky shot, like, honestly. I continue moving. Like, I don't stop. I move, I end my movement, pressed against the wall, and recock my crossbow, get everything ready. And I'm like, I think I hit it. I think it went down.
Did you hear a thud?
Yeah.
Well, then it probably did.
And there are no more heavy shuffling steps.
Yet.
So
it
would seem that you have felled the foes.
Yeah, at least out here. I'm not going to move for a minute. I'm just going to let everyone else kind of take their actions, see what they want to do.
Aygir walks into there, coming even with Walykos, but still where the others can hear him. Now, I fear I may be overstating my welcome here, but may we stop here for a moment and catch our breaths for an hour or so? And if we do, would you accompany me in just poking our heads a little bit further?
Walykos, why do you want to go further? Aren't you the one that's the most injured of all of us?
Not Walykos, that's a...
sorry, Aygir.
Yeah. I know what you meant, because I was like, the context there made sense. Yeah.
That's why I said we should stop for an hour. So I'll
He
keep
is
fine
suggesting we rest and then continue.
Yeah.
I say we stop for 30 minutes. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
We stop for 59 minutes and then we get up and we go.
All right, Adriel will sort of like walk in as well at this point.
I think that there is wisdom in resting once we have secured at least the first 2 chambers. We'll be ready to explore and claim any treasure hopefully they were guarding.
I think I tend to agree with Walykos. A rest could be in order for all of us.
Good to see that you're more interested now, Adriel, now that there are things to kill.
I'm always interested in some good bloodshed and treasure.
Well, no blood to be shed, but things to kill nonetheless.
But remember, 2/3 the treasure is mine, 1/3 is his, and he picks first.
I don't remember agreeing to this.
You didn't agree to it.
You
But
did agree to it.
you also didn't want to come in.
So yes, you will help us out, and if you are particularly good at that, then
It's fine, Adriel. We'll just
I'm in a
pick the best
sharing
stuff
mood.
for the third that I get.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Plus, it's probably going to be cultural crap that has no value, anyways.
Yes, I know that this hobgoblin of ours, he always tends to enjoy the things that are worth little to nothing.
Yes.
Well, now I'm not sure I would say that because, well, you know, I'm not interested in what is inside your head.
I go to the character. Wow. I go to the empty room and I'm just gonna sort of crouch down and rest.
Okay, so you go into the guardian chamber.
Yep.
Does everyone go into in there as well?
Yeah, I'll go
I
in there.
mean, now Esper, so you don't surprise sneak attack us again like you did. I would like to put myself in total cover from the entrance.
As would I. Yeah.
That's not total cover from the entrance. That's the corner. That's the spot.
I'll be up there as well. That's all right. Yeah.
So that when you pull the inevitable surprise attack, we'll at least it's canon. We told you we were in the corner.
Yeah, Aygir will take the other corner, although to what extent he can in the low level of activity that constitutes a rest, he will be looking around the room and seeing if there's just anything maybe hidden in
we're
here.
we're such an undivided party. It's like we're always working together. Like we're always in the same place. We never split up. It's like
well, we'll get there. We'll see. Because we have definitely had two unite against one before.
Give it a level or two. Everyone's gonna get hot shit when they become level 3. They're gonna be like, I could go anywhere and survive.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a good topic to bring up, or at least just touch upon it quickly now, as you all are resting and nothing is immediately threatening you. What are the four of you doing now?
Talking shade about Aygir.
That's fine. But have you become a band, a company, a party? One might even say. Is there something in the works now?
I feel like Esper, the map shows it all. There's 2 of us on one side and 2 of us on the other.
It's true. We do that. Well, okay. Wait a second. Is it going to be Adriel and Walykos and Aygir and Vapor, or is it going to be Aygir and Walykos and Vapor and Adriel?
Oh, it's definitely Adriel and Walykos.
Yeah, I feel like in this particular case, after you let us in here, this is the current split.
Because there did seem to be some budding cohesion earlier.
What I'm thinking in terms of just like the overall from like all of the sessions that we've had, it seems as though, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for anyone, but it seems as though Adriel's still kind of a little bit far off from like Aygir and Vapor, but like Walykos and Aygir and Vapor are kind of coming to a little bit more terms. Like especially since, like, for example, when Adriel was going to kill the
Aygir and
Walykos was
and
the ones who stopped him. So
Adriel's morality makes him a bit of an outsider still, but it's not like not like the rest of them are like, oh, we can't trust this guy as far as we can throw him. He seems to have some use.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment.
I know your worth, Adriel. You're totally worth having in the group.
And Walykos seems, of all the people Aygir has met since the day when Eluin and D'Amico died, seems like the most logical of them all. Certainly more reasonable than Mommy Longstock, which is saying something.
Yeah. So I think that we're kind of like, there's still like a little bit of divide, but it's kind of, we're starting to like get to that point where it's like, hey, we at least know we're not going to betray each other.
We're at the beginning of the friendship montage.
Yeah, I definitely would say that we've fought some battles together, and you healing me definitely. You didn't have to do that. So.
You healed Walykos in this?
Yeah. Combat? Oh no, he didn't have to, but he saw Walykos take that hard hit, and it was like.
Yeah, I took a.
Oh, that's actually really relevant if you healed Walykos, because that might help
Yeah.
Adriel like
He-
get a little
he-
bit.
Walykos,
In fact, risked an attack of opportunity. to
4
do it.
lightning attacks aimed at him. One
Yeah.
was a hit and one was a critical hit, and
Yeah.
that was a pretty. How low were your hit points?
6 hit points.
Okay, yeah, 6 is
Yeah,
not
so,
a good
so that's actually pretty relevant because Adriel seeing Aygir sort of help Walykos might make him a little bit more keen to maybe be a little bit more friendly.
That's all. Yeah, I think that was a good thing to touch on, and we'll let that little seedling that's just starting to sprout. We'll let that water and fertilize and.
Adriel would like to make an attack roll on this seedling.
Adriel just leans in, snaps its little neck. Yeah.
So while that's growing, within the bounds of low activity that constitutes a rest, Aygir is looking around, seeing if there are any hidden secrets to this room that we have not discovered yet.
Okay, go ahead. Make some kind of skill check. What are you using for this?
I would think investigation, as he's slowly studying things.
You go around the room looking at things,
brushing dust off stuff, tapping bricks, shuffling feet around.
Esper, just so we don't forget, do you want to award milestones for this or wait till the end of this dungeon?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I
feel like we've completed the combat kind of section, so it might be a good point to do it.
So Adriel's going to get just a bit less. So Adriel will get 1 milestone, and then the others will get 2.
Okay. I mean,
thank you for reminding me.
It's all good.
I would have remembered eventually.
We would have brought it up at the end, if nothing else. I just figured combat, get it out there.
All
we're doing short.
On that investigation, that is a 16.
Okay. So, your curiosity is certainly warranted, Aygir. You do not come across any indication, as far as you can tell, that this chamber was fitted with any secrets. But you have noticed, you've picked up, maybe I would say, a suspicion, something about the architecture of this place. Makes you very keenly suspicious that they probably do have secret chambers in this shrine. Both your knowledge of this kind of shrine, this kind of architecture, and in some details you're picking up with your search there, you're thinking, yeah, there's got to be at least one, if not more, secrets hidden in this place.
Somewhere in this shrine. Okay, but not necessarily in this room.
Correct.
Well, Vapor. You can find magic stuff, can't you?
Yes. And as you're doing your search, Vapor is actually working on trying to get a simple potion made of healing. I figure he can make one in a short rest.
If I may, also
with the herbs that he's corrected so far.
Esper, I feel like this would be a good short rest to serendipitous encounter. With this whole place, it feels like a good place to use it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, I leave it to you, Esper. I'm just going to turn that over. I don't have anything in mind.
Okay. No, that's fine.
And you can do it at the end of the short encounter. Like, you can continue with their stuff that they're doing.
Okay, so Vapor. I don't know if just a short rest here is good enough to make
it. At least get one started is what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I either start grinding up the herbs.
Yeah. When I think of making a potion, I think it's like a longer process, and you have like tools or a workbench or something going on.
Okay.
Got one of those spinny vial things. You put the little vials in.
That's
something else.
Yeah, hold that. I'd say hold that for a later point.
Okay, well then he's just going through, and I keep it stock of what he's got.
I will piggyback off of that slightly, as there is a voice that comes and it asks you,
working on potion, I see. Well, if only you knew the secrets that were held out in these lands. of the rare herbs.
And you turn to see a goblin whose face is not completely visible due to wearing a hooded cloak, and the hood is a big one. The cloak is well worn and has natural earthen colors to it. And the goblin is getting about with the aid of a gnarled walking stick.
So I have a question then. Did the goblin speak in Elven or Goblin?
He spoke in the elven tongue.
Oh, okay.
And then the next point I would like to say, this was in the place where the party is, because there's definitely going to be a crossbow trained on this goblin.
Yeah, I was about to say, Adriel sees this goblin. He's probably just going to attack it.
Well, I mean, if that's what you gotta do, I feel like I would raise my crossbow and be like, "That's far enough," you know.
Adriel would probably. I don't want to as a player, but like Adriel would just attack it because they're in this stronghold with lots of goblin stuff, and it's just like, this is a goblin.
Although he did start talking, but yeah, I get you.
The goblin starts to say something to the effect of, have no fear, I mean you no harm, and Adriel just can't, it's a reflexive thing. Go ahead and take your shot.
Oh, I really, as a player, I hope I miss because
hopefully the goblin has like the shield spell or something.
Also, I'm curious because it's relevant. Am I technically hidden? Do I get advantage on this?
You can make a stealth check.
I'll make a stealth check.
Yeah.
It's not very good. It's let's see, it's 12, so not very high.
Okay.
Probably he'll pass perception.
14 perception.
Barely, yeah.
The goblin did notice you.
So he sees you pull back the bow and release.
Yep, he sees it. Yep. The attack roll. Oh, I probably missed. That's not very well. Depends, I guess. It's only 11 actually. Yeah, so I rolled pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
All right, so you attack, and the goblin evades your bolt, and he slinks back to get some cover by the wall.
I say to you, I do not come to mean you any harm. In fact, you would be wise to listen and heed my words with great care if you wish to avoid harm in this place.
You see he's got kind of some gunky brown teeth, missing a little bit of an older goblin.
When I hear that, like realizing that he's not speaking in goblin, he will hear a bow, like another arrow being knocked, but then Adriel will look to Walykos and say, Walykos, I think that we should not trust this one. It's a goblin.
I think we should hear what he has to say first. There's no need to be hasty when he had an opportunity to come upon us while we were resting and do harm to us if he wished.
This is very true. Now, you do realize this is not some innocent girl, right? It's an innocent man.
I'm just going to keep my bow there and say, all right, but if you try anything, my arrow will be right between your eyes.
There are 4 of us and 1 of him, Adriel.
Be ready, Adriel, but do not be hasty. Let us speak. What is your name?
There's dissent in your party. I sense that you all are not entirely trusting of one another.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I assure you, we are quite
careful of that one there.
And he points a knobby finger at Adriel.
What's that?
Be careful of that one there.
Pointing a knobby finger at Adriel.
I wouldn't hurt any of my party members. They're not goblin scum like you. I know Aygir's a hobgoblin.
Aygir, when he hears goblins come, angrily growls.
And you hear the small little crackle of lightning coming from vapor.
All right. Listen, what's your name, old goblin?
I am Neckmore. I am a priest of this shrine. Who are you all, interlopers?
We are travelers who came upon this place on our way towards Barnacle.
We are ones who would see the history of this land brought back to life.
Well, he would anyways.
Yes, I would, and don't you forget it.
Thus the descent that I suspected comes to light. Well, those are two very different things. I don't imagine that Barnacle would see this, gesturing to the shrine, brought back to whatever state of glory it might have once held. No,
With all due
there
respect,
is great majesty here. Do not let me dismiss that.
with all due respect, good man, do we look like the type who would command a degree of good social grace within Barnacle? Do we?
Or do we look like the type that even want it, out of curiosity?
You could be one of those strike forces sent out by House Drakestone. They hire all sorts of mercenary companies.
Note my ears and the roundness. Note the roundness of the ears of mine company. And note the lack of pretension.
You can't actually see Walykos's ears. She's, got the mask.
Adriel will actually say something. He'll say, Nekmo, you said that you were coming to help us. I really don't care about these strange parables and stories that you want to tell us. Help us or leave.
A practical-minded one, I see. Well, I do not begrudge you, whoever it was that wounded you previously. But please remember that it was not I.
Neckmore, I confess we don't really know much about these ruins. Is there anything of value here that would be...
These are not ruins, only the ruin that you have wrought. Look what you've done to the Guardians.
Well, they attacked us first, to be honest.
Would you not defend your own home?
I suppose I would, but in their attacking us, they themselves were the ones who were defeated.
I am afraid we have perhaps committed a bit of a minor faux pas.
Yes, Aygir, you wanted to explore this place.
Well, the last time a band of adventurers came through here seeking treasure, they completely destroyed the statuary, broke the heads off, and severed the limbs. At least you had the good manners to leave them intact so that they can be repaired.
If I might ask for the future, how... I am not one of your people, though I am of a similar linguistic culture. How does the hymn of Regatta Blixa go? I've read of it, but I do not know the tune, I must confess.
You want to sing now and here? I can.
Well,
I think
the wall told me to.
this hymn. But you must answer me one question first.
Of course, it's only fair.
African or
What?
European?
Goes up the mountain with no limbs. When it reaches the mountaintop, has 4 limbs, and by the time it has come back down, has 2.
When he says the riddle, Adriel just sort of like looks at Walykos like, "Can I please just kill this guy?" Like he's just so annoyed.
I just shake my head.
Goes up with none, has 4 at the top.
There are greater powers than arrows and blades. Elf.
I'm a human.
Are you really? Okay, well, he still
Yeah.
calls you elf.
Oh, he calls me elf.
What does he know?
Yeah, I'll just mutter.
You know, like you yell like.
Yeah, no one knows what I. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have the favor of Regatta Blixa. Do you? I think not, interloper. She just might devour you whole.
Now, I'm thinking about it as a player, but in character, is this something Aygir would know off the top of his head?
Make a history check.
This seems like the type of thing that might be a common popular riddle. That history check is going to be a 19.
I have an idea, but I don't know if Walykos would, try to get that
Right.
out. Especially, I don't
It's
have the
like-
highest intelligence.
It's like the classic riddle of the
19
pigs,
is a
but-
pretty good roll, but alas, it is not quite high enough to hit a high DC.
So-
An obscure riddle.
So while Aygir is thinking about the riddle, and like after like a few seconds or so, Adriel is just gonna look at the guy and say, "You know, you have an arrow trained on you. Can you just tell us what you know and get on with it? These riddles are useless and a waste of time."
He does make a compelling point.
Well, it seems to be that we must speak of unpleasant things. Who is not welcome and where? And
I'm
being
sure
that
that-
this is the shrine of Regatta Blixa. Maybe it is the goddess that shall decide such things.
Are you
Let
the
us pay a
goddess?
visit.
Do you speak for the goddess?
At times I do. This is not exactly one of those times. Perhaps we should go and speak with her and receive her counsel.
Does she live here in the temple?
This is her abode. She dwells here.
Is she the one that makes those statues, or do you?
She herself does not. No. It is my people who makes them. I play a part as I can.
Very well. Let us see if this goddess wishes us to gain any favor or leave this place. Honestly, I could take it or leave it at this point. There's people living here. There's a god living here. If you want to explore and they don't want you to, I think that you're going to have some problems.
Well, if they would show me around, I would happily go with them.
Also, my interest wanes as there's very unlikely to be any treasure that we'll be able to take.
There is something peculiar about you.
This time, he gestures to Walykos.
Peculiar in what way?
You have a certain something about you. And these wands. And this one too.
This time, pointing towards Vapor.
An ill countenance to you. Shrine seeking to be cleansed. You of your whatever affliction befalls you, and you of your curse. Is that not it?
Do you have a means to cleanse whatever it is?
Well, the goddess would be the one that you would seek for such a thing.
Well, why are we wasting time? Lead on.
Let us go. Follow
Esper.
me now. Follow me.
Really quick point of order, Esper. Did this complete the short rest for getting back short rest things?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Go ahead and
I'm just going to spend one hit die as well.
yeah, go ahead and do that.
Okay, I like that. 7, 9. I'm good. I'm back to full
Does
health.
anybody else want to spend a hit die?
Aygir will spend both.
I'm
hits.
hopeful that this is just going to be a role play, but you never know.
Yeah.
Things could. Adriel could pull his bow and shoot this guy and shoot the god, and become a god slayer.
That's all Adriel has ever wanted to be. God Slayer.
Aygir's up to 10 now.
Neckmore, as he's hobbling along, looks back at Adriel.
Good luck.
Neckmore. A child first wriggles and then crawls and then grows into a man that walks. Unless this is some strange animal that has lost its legs, then that is the only thing I could think it would be.
Incorrect.
And The cloaked, hooded goblin with the gnarled staff proceeds farther into the shrine.
As Adriel, like, I know maybe this isn't necessarily what I could do real life wise, but like he'll like go and pick up the arrow that he missed with and like put it back in his quiver and just mutter under his breath, "Riddles are stupid," and then follow on.
Yeah, so says all they who are never solve them.
Honestly, you're like renegades so hard right now, Adriel. I hear you in Vegeta's voice.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Kakarot.
Okay, so let me reveal a bit here on the map. And actually, I might do a little bit more than that. And we'll see what it looks like.
I hope this guy ends up being like a villain, and then Adriel can be like, "I was right."
I told you so.
Hey, Nick, check out the chat. Not that chat, but the YouTube chat.
The YouTube chat.
Okay.
The one from Christopher.
Yeah.
Where is the...
I love it.
All right, give me just a moment here, getting everything.
I wonder what would have happened if Adriel did actually like get the hide and get the attack and hit with sneak attack for like 20 damage.
I mean, you probably would have insta killed him.
Yeah.
Would have been the most. Esper, would that have counted as the serendipitous encounter? Or would you just been like, I'll refund you that one?
I'll refund it since Adriel killed him.
I'll refund your class feature.
It's like, yeah, Adriel killed the serendipitous encounter, so it's like, oh, you can have another one.
I mean, it would be out of my hands at that point. So whatever happened would happen.
I feel like this is gonna be like a theme where like all of your serendipitous encounters are just gonna get shot by Adriel.
Can I ask something? Can you reveal the room that we passed through so we can see what that looks like?
Oh yeah.
Because we would have been walked the whole way, so we could see.
Yeah.
Sure, I can actually. Yeah.
Yep.
Good call. All right.
Just cut it out.
Oh my goodness, I just realized something. I think I've used this map in one of my campaigns before.
Oh, cool! It's a great map.
Yeah, I know. I really like this map. Yeah, I used it for like a.
Thank you to savingthrower.deviantart.com. Saving Thrower, good on you, man. Yeah, you pass through the ritual chamber, which has a lot of deterioration and looks to be possibly the oldest chamber. It's like an original bit that was built on top of, or ruin was cleared away from and reconstructed around it. And then there's also this this prayer alcove up here, and then there's some corridor going back down that way, and then this adoration chamber, which has like reliefs and engravings and goblin prayers on the wall, all in adoration to Regatta Blixa, and she's depicted as this giant eel-like creature with frills and hairs coming off of her head and down her spine.
How clear and true did it seem that this is in fact a working, living temple that we are not to steal from?
Well, how clear do you think it seems?
Yeah, I was about to say that's a very subjective question.
It depends on the word of Neckmore, how much he seemed trustworthy.
No, you heard what he said.
Make an insight check if you would care to do so.
I would indeed. I probably should have.
Neckmore is actually Jafar in disguise, and he's leading us to get the magic. Like he's like, you must go into the pool of wonders and get me to the lamp.
And now you have your reward. Your eternal reward.
Whatever else you want, all the treasure of the temple is yours.
That's a 14.
He seems to be speaking honestly to you that this is not a ruin, and that a goddess, a minor deity, but a goddess nonetheless, does dwell here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the pool of
Regatta Blixa. We must commune with her. And if you are interested, there is the offering platform there.
And there's a little jut of the stony ground that comes out just a little bit over this big pool of water. And there are some iconography etched in relief into this jut. And seems to be a place where people go and make sacrifices by throwing things into the pool.
I grab him and throw him into the pool. No, just kidding.
Yeah!
No.
I keep my crossbow just aimed at the ground. I'm still holding it because I don't 100% trust this guy. I'm just, not going to. Like, I don't see how
to unbrandish your weapons in the sanctum of the goddess. She is not one to be threatened.
Well, if she offers help to me, then I'm willing to put my weapons away. But I have no guarantee that you are not leading us here to be sacrifices for her.
Yeah, Adriel doesn't put his weapons away. He doesn't even say that. He just keeps his weapons out.
There's no guarantee that she can even resolve any of the problems that you say that she can.
Well,
why would she help
who am I
non-goblin?
to try to convince you all?
He looks again at your weapons, and you all refuse to put them away. And he taps nervously on his staff, and he says,
Well, treat with the goddess as you can, but do not forget to show her respect and honor.
Oh, you're not leaving yet, are you? I thought that you were going to be the one to show us. You were going to speak to the goddess on our behalf, yes?
Yeah, yes. I don't think that you should be leaving yet. And I'm gonna sort of like step in his way a little bit so he can't leave.
Yeah, we're in his way if I saw the map correctly.
Yeah, so, and if we're not, Adriel definitely steps in his way. It's like, no, you're coming with us.
And Aygir makes sure all of his tools and weapons are sheathed and says, No, come on. There are 4 of us and 1 of him. Neckmore, you should stay with us and see your goddess. We must know how to perform the rituals properly, after all. And there are 4 of us and 1 of him. What is he going to do? Even if we do not have our weapons drawn, we can smother him with just sitting on him or something.
Well, Neckmore, honestly, I don't really care if you run or not. If you run, I get to kill you, so...
Now, Adriel,
It would seem
running
that I
is
have
not a
no
sign
choice.
of maliciousness. Running is a sign of suspicion, but not of maliciousness.
It would seem that I have no choice. Very
Call
well.
upon your goddess. Show us
he
that she is what you say she is.
he steps warily onto the sacrifice platform.
I'm going to hang back in the doorway.
Water.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of hang in the doorway where we were.
Yeah, same. Like, I want to make sure that I'm in a position to be kind of safe just in case something happens.
Oh,
He speaks in the goblin tongue, Aygir and Vapor understanding it.
oh, great Regatta Blixa. I have brought you today a humble offering, but it would seem that you have called me to a greater challenge this day. One which I did not anticipate, but I will suffer with bravery and face that destiny that you have brought before me. The greatest possession that I may have to give to you, then I will let go for the sake of proving myself an honorable one.
And he, instead of depositing the small minor offering he brought, lifts up his staff.
The staff of Kyla Cool, my great grand ancestor, entrusted to me. Yes, sacred it is. But
You have greater designs, and who am I to betray it? To you, my goddess. And he drops the staff into the water, and being made of wood, it floats there.
Yep.
And for a moment, you all are looking at it in a little chuckle, and it seems a little underwhelming, the whole ceremony.
I mean, we didn't understand it, most of us.
Well, Aygir and Vapor, he seemed pretty
broken up about it.
Genuinely
torn, broken,
full of awe and trepidation, and seems to think that this is some test that his goddess is putting him through, and so he gives up like the most valuable thing that he has, and it's just floating there in the water like a twig in a pond.
Yep.
And then he gives some more like words of praise and adoration and respect, and thank you, my goddess. Show me the way. And then he steps back off of the platform, and he looks over to your party. Are there any of you that will give offerings?
I will give nothing. I do not tend to give willingly my possessions to others, especially those that I know nothing about, and especially some goblin god.
Aygir will pull out an antique ceremonial spade, which is functional as a shovel, but also more just decorative. Probably made of, I forget what you called the petripod wood.
Petripod is the stage. What's this petrified? Mutapod is the general name for the whole thing throughout.
Right, and the
wood,
the wood made from it is. Did it have a name too? Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I had a spear of it when I was playing D'Amico, so
right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what this shovel's made out of, with a brass shovel head, and he will offer it forth and place it likewise into the water. My peoples are not your peoples, but we are not so far different. I hope this makes up for my associates' stinginess. And he looks at Adriel.
I require proof that she will be able to help me before I make my offering.
Aygir, what would you say is the value of that spade?
If I had to guess, it's antique. Maybe less than 100. Less than 100 gold, more than 25s, maybe 50.
Okay. Any other value beyond monetary price?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a sentimental thing that he's used at many a dig before and has kept with him as sort of a good luck charm.
Yeah, I'm here.
He has kind of two items of his that are of personal significance from past archaeological expeditions. There's this ceremonial spade, and there's a small golden idol of a saber-tooth-headed humanoid of some sort, which is culturally significant to hobgoblins, and he didn't offer that for that reason. But the spade is, like a good luck charm. It's been with him for a while. It's not something he's had from
for a while. Yeah, it's been with you for a long time and has personal sentimental value.
It's got some mojo to it.
There you go.
It's like a just beat to hell cheap import model guitar that somebody is trying to sell on Reverb for a premium, saying it's got a lot of mojo.
And as you said, it's an antique, a bit of a relic or an artifact in its own right. So you toss that into the pool, and you say the words that you said, and sploosh, it goes into the water, and Neckmore in Goblin says to you quietly, "It is good of you." Back to Elvish. Any others?
As I said, unless I have proof that she is actually able and willing to help me, I will not make an offering.
Vapor actually does something kind of interesting. He's going to pull out an empty vial and cut like the side of his palm and start dropping blood into the vial until it's full before capping it. And then walking over.
You probably have to cut yourself multiple times because you cut
Yeah,
yourself
he's
and
probably
literally
yeah.
heals and scabs over.
Yeah,
as
so
you-
he's going to it keeps cutting himself until the vial is full. Then once the vial is full, he puts the vial away before pulling out about 10 gold worth of herbs that he's collected and tossing those in.
Do you also include the vial in this offering?
Yeah, actually he is. He's going to toss the vial in as well.
That's why I thought you were doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go and you go to the offering platform. Do you say anything?
Yeah, he's going to speak in Goblin. I offer the herbs to heal and the blood to study.
You
You
toss
guys
the
just-
vial in, it sinks. The herbs float on the surface of the water, and you say these words. And Neckmore, a keen-eyed fellow that he is, notices your healing capabilities.
It would be a greater sacrifice if you included something more permanent.
It'd be very difficult to offer something more permanent. I'm not sure the extent of what I can heal. I do not wish to test it. For even a finger might regrow in
Are
time.
being tested here and now.
The longer we
more
were
than any other.
the longer we remain here and the less I see of your god, the more I disbelieve you. Show us something, not just asking us to give our possessions to you.
Pay no mind.
He in Goblin.
Pay no mind to that naysaying comrade of yours.
I have done my best to tune him out. The other one that he's with is not as bad as I've found at times. And the entire time, Vapor is speaking in Goblin. Though personally, and he'll point to Aygir, I like this one more, even if he does like do stuff potions down people's throats.
Is that why you have the ill-begotten countenance?
I'm unsure where they came from exactly, but perhaps.
If I may defend myself with my words, he would have very likely died otherwise.
Was I complaining about you saving my life? I was just complaining about the potions going down my throat.
This might
Pretty
not
sure
be
he
the
had
time
saved
for such a discussion, though I implore you. Sacrifice something greater. It would please her.
What if we sacrificed you? I'm sure that she'd really like you
He's
in that
speaking
photo.
privately in
Oh,
Goblin. to Vapor.
Yeah, this entire conversation is Goblin.
It's okay, Adriel. We're in the doorway.
I
We're
thought
thinking.
that last part was to everyone. My
All
bad.
you hear is like grunt, 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 click, huh.
And what would be
So
more
Goblin
permanent?
speaking Beavis and Butthead speech. That's now canon.
Adriel is just about to like throw him in the water and be like, "Here's my offering."
Just patience. Give it a moment.
What is a permanent offering?
Only you can decide that.
Vapor will step back, though. He's not sure what else he can offer that would be
Okay.
permanent.
Okay. So you do that, and Walykos and Adriel are hanging back. Walykos is.
I really want to. I have a cool idea.
And Adriel is like, one wrong step away from killing this goblin.
I have a cool idea, Esper, that I would do, but I need my character doesn't trust that this could actually help him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not
all gods
play
are
your character as you think is the right way to what the character would do.
Yeah.
The staff, for whatever reason or to whatever effect, sinks below the surface.
It is done.
Aygir. The water, I'm not going to say it ripples. The water ripples in a very subtle way. And there is a dim, shadowy lighting in here from the minor lighting effects the goblins maintain, and they probably got these little like sun hole things that the little beams of light come through. And Vapor, I think, has a light spell too, right? So there's a bit of glimmer on the water, and it kind of catches your eyes, and you know that like cross shimmering effect. Well, we can see it in the image here of light catching on water. For just a moment, that shimmering to you looks like this glowing, slinking, coiling eel type shape thing, and it just seems to come in your general direction. And the hairs on the back of your neck, which is probably your whole neck, stand up, and you feel a presence, something deep, something old, and something powerful, and a feeling of awe and terror gnaws at the pit of your stomach. What is the desire in your heart?
The desire in his heart. Well, there would definitely be two. As to which one is in the moment bigger, I'm not entirely sure. But the two things would be for history to manifest itself in a materially beneficial way to Aygir, i.e., cultural loot, but also at the same time lift the curse from Vapor. It was not enough to save his life once. He's still hurting from this. I did a little bit of wrong by him, even if it saved his life.
Oh, I see how it is.
I need to write that.
Come back to life.
Which of those are the stronger impulse in you?
Well, see, that's the thing. Altruism does kind of require a little bit more thought, maybe. Why don't I...
What's the strong?
I say go for the history, because I kind of like where I'm at with Vapor, trying to get him healed on my own.
Below 10, it's altruism pro Vapor. Above 10, it's loot. That is a 19. It's loot.
Okay.
Historical loot and things that would make him a representative of the cultural history of this region before the elven oppressors.
You just get like a parchment. You just get like a parchment that's like really old that like holds a lot of symbolism. No value.
See, to sophisticated people like Aygir, that would be valuable. Yeah.
Aygir, you experience a tingling sensation in your head, right, in your mind, and that feeling of curiosity and exploration and discovery kind of reignites, flickers within you, and that's all for the immediate effect. It's just kind of a subtle internal emotional thing, but hold that thought, because there's going to be a moment probably where that sense that you have is going to tingle once again.
I taste purple.
Your treasure tingle.
The same thing. You also saw the shimmering effect slink across the water, and you feel the presence of something in this old chamber. There's something in the pool. What is the desire in your heart?
So I'm kind of with Adam and Aygir there. Vapor's of several different minds. One part, he wants whatever these potions sit him healed, but the other time he wants to more understand what they were and how they work, to perhaps either perfect them, which he could use to cure himself, or give as gifts to others. So, and I'm not sure which way he's leaning more on that.
Okay. So you
That's why he gave the two
have-
offerings: one to heal himself and one to
Right.
study and understand.
you have these feelings and thoughts, right? These desires within you, and the sense that you get, the feeling, or maybe even the imagery in your mind, is that what you drank, or what Aygir administered to you and you drank, ultimately is a flawed, imperfect thing, and it's always going to have the drawback, maybe a serious drawback, along with the benefit. To perfect such a thing will take time and dedication, and maybe a bit of luck as well. Not that it's impossible, but it would be a long-term project. Maybe something you and Aygir could study together.
Okay.
As a counterpart to that, do you wish to be free of one of them?
I would say the elderberry one.
Okay.
So that would remove poison and cold, I believe.
Yep. You feel,
And he now needs to eat again.
a washing sensation. It almost makes you feel wet, though you're not wet, you're still dry, but it's as though like a wave ripples through your whole body. And it doesn't feel quite so clammy and uncomfortably cold in here anymore. And that effect is completely wiped away and cleansed from you.
I also figure
Also
Vapor
feel like
suddenly
having
has
eaten-
this feeling that he hasn't eaten in days.
Yeah.
And he's going to look to Aygir and go, I'm hungry. You got anything on you?
You're probably perfectly nourished, honestly, because that's what it does. It feeds
Well,
you.
yeah, but there's
But
nothing
you feel
in
like
his,
you should chew and eat stuff.
yeah, his
But-
stomach is technically his stomach is empty.
That feeling,
But
that
he
very
is
familiar
still
feeling
technically-
that somehow went away for a while, is back, and there's that like pang, like, oh man, I could really go for something to eat.
Yeah, so that's why he's looking to Aygir. You got anything to eat?
We are convening with a god.
And I'm feel my
Neckmore,
stomach it.
Neckmore,
Some
meanwhile,
type of
has had his
shut
own
up for a moment.
divine experience, and he cries out in the goblin tongue, "The goddess has favored me. I have been blessed." And he half jumps and half just kind of like falls. You know, like somebody who's kind of overwhelmed by a spirit, or yeah, like an overwhelmed feeling, not paralyzed, but not in full control of his body, into the pool. Ah!
Well, I give you my offering.
He
No,
hits the
no,
water.
Vapor wouldn't cast levitation on him to save him.
So he jumped in the pool and he sinks. Yes.
Well, there's two of you that are real close to the edge, Aygir and Vapor. Do you look in?
Yeah,
I'll look.
yeah, we're gonna look and see what
Okay.
happens.
You look in and you see him just go swimming like a fish into some darker, deeper recess or tunnel under the water.
Well, he is
Vapor's
now.
gonna look to Aygir and go, well, that made me even more hungry.
He is with his goddess now.
That he is.
He seems to be blessed. I suppose the blessing is good. Perhaps we shall meet him again. If we do, I may have some questions. But until then, I suppose it was nice to meet such a strange, helpful man.
But you do know what this reminds me of. Remember when we visited that one god, that one geyser that had that god living in it? And he kept trying to throw water at us. It's what reminds me of.
You do know what geysers do.
Are you two going to stand there talking in this god chamber, or are we going to go?
We are going to stand here talking in this god chamber for a little longer if it pleases you.
Well, make sure that the god doesn't decide to take more than what you've offered.
Also,
Yes, I know.
Aygir, along with the return of your hunger, you return to a clarity of mind.
Oh yeah.
Still impatient and testy, but
Yeah.
the cloudiness
fog.
is gone from your mind.
Yeah. But he does have a good idea of how to make the potions now.
So, did these experiences that either of you have show us where any gold or treasure is?
Well, what exactly happened? I mean, it wasn't obvious to us watching. So
Well,
what?
other than suddenly make me very, very hungry. And
Both of you, quiet. Have some sense of reverence. I believe it is still happening, whatever it is.
Reverence. I'm just gonna like look around and say, I saw a goblin jump into a pool and swim away. I don't see why this is of importance. Can you please just tell us where the gold is?
I see a knife cutting your tongue out.
There
Oh,
is
is
a
that-
sound. There's a
is
sound
that-
that reverberates as though along the surface of the water. Adriel,
Oh
you
no!
suddenly feel a impulse, a command, really, to throw yourself into the pool. Make a wisdom saving throw.
oh,
I mean, I deserve this, but I'm not happy about it. Come on. I may have a -1, but it's okay. I got a 2.
Yeah. Adriel, as though possessed or entranced, just goes and
Wait,
casts
so
himself into the water.
Esper, he has to walk from the doorway all the way to the pool. Is he like doing like a trance walk kind of thing,
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah,
I grab him. I'm like, no, Adriel, don't go.
As soon as you grab him, you
Yeah.
feel something prickle in your mind. Walykos, make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no!
No, that's okay. So this is a magic effect. I have magic resistance as a
Yep.
racial, so I get advantage on this.
All right, Walykos got this.
What's the save or what's the saving throw again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. I have proficiency in that, so I have a total of 15.
15 is a success. You hold Adriel back. I don't think Adriel's necessarily fighting you or anything, so I don't think you
Yeah,
need to
he's
make a check.
just kind of like zombie trance.
Yeah.
okay. With Vapor seeing Walykos holding this like trance Ariel back, Vapor's going to cast levitation on Ariel to prevent him from moving anymore.
You mean Adriel.
Yeah, Adriel.
And can you do that on a range?
So Adriel
Yep.
begins to float into the air, levitating, and then the kind of trance passes from your mind.
Well, I aim my crossbow at the pool. I'm like, let him go now.
It's passed.
Oh, it passes.
Yeah, the compulsion effect is gone.
So as it passes,
You've saved him.
I was gonna be like, oh, what am I doing in the air? Put me down, Vapor.
Who said it was me?
I pull
With
you.
levitate. You don't have the ability to go like horizontally. Only
Just
the
up or
person
down.
controlling the spell can make someone go up or down. However,
I
you
can
can
pull
still
him.
grab stuff.
Yeah.
People can pull you. If you have wings, you could beat against the air to fly. So you're not frozen in place. You
Okay,
just
I
have
just
horizontal
pull
movement.
back to the ground.
Yeah, once Walykos pulls him back onto the ground, the spell cancels
Yeah,
itself.
once I get pulled back to the ground, I'm just gonna sort of like rub my head, and say, oh, "What the hell happened? I felt like I was gonna jump into that pool or something."
The goddess decided to try to take her sacrifice. And
Oh, I
if
see.
she tries it again, I'll give her something that she won't like.
Yeah, it's
There
very
is-
very nice
there is-
goddess that you decided to give your possessions away to
Can
Aygir.
Vapor roll?
I can hear Esper, guys.
Shape at the bottom of the pool that is appearing.
The what?
Yeah, we
For
didn't hear
those
you.
of you that are nearer to the pool, which it sounds like it's all of you, there is a massive dark shape slinking along at the bottom of the pool.
Unless you want to actually be God Slayers, I suggest we leave.
Aygir will still stand there for a little while and just say,
All right, I'm heading for the door. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can get.
Adriel's leaving as well at this point. Yeah.
I'm just kind of frustrated because Aygir has ruined any hope that I might have even like done something with this. But I'm just like, yep, that's fine.
Wait, what were you trying to do?
No, it's fine. It was I was gonna when you guys left, I had something I wanted to do, but now you've kind of pissed the god off.
He's not pissing the god off. He's standing there reverently.
All right.
I
will.
What I'm getting from this is that Walykos and Adriel are getting the hell out of that pool.
I am leaving the chamber and waiting in the hall.
Yeah, Adriel already got like possessed essentially, so he's out of there as well.
Aygir is waiting around because he always has to,
I mean, he's ready to run if this is a threat, but
I mean, assuming you can run.
He does feel.
Are you staying or leaving?
What?
Vapor? Are you
Vapor is not leaving. He's actually pulling something out of his bag. I got to figure out what I'm pulling out.
Okay. So those two of you go out, and then the other two stay. And the shape, it's down there, and it certainly looks eel or serpentine, something like that, a gloomy thing that poked up out of some hole or pit or tunnel that's submerged down there. And it just kind of lurks there for a moment. Aygir is being reverent. Vapor, you are looking.
It's an aboleth.
I hope not.
Oh God!
Really bad. Actually, if it is, we'd all be mind controlled already.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, speak for yourself. The goblin, Adriel, tried to do me.
Vapor, do you pull any?
He's going to pull out a couple more. He's pulling out 5 more gold's worth of herbs to toss in, kind of as an apology.
You give an additional offering to Regatta Blixa, and your rare herbs float there on the water. And that's strange. The other ones are gone. Where'd they go?
Oh, Aygir.
Do you linger in the pool chamber for longer?
He's going to look to Aygir and go, well, I believe this is the second god we have met together.
It would seem that way. And Aygir actually has some alchemical reagents he pilfered from the giant's lair. He's going to throw 25 GP worth of those in as a further offering as well.
Okay.
When Vapor sees those go in, he goes, you've been holding out on me. Again.
Only what was good for, well, you were not in a fit state to do much at that time. You almost died,
Yes, I know. Though I do want to see what else you got from them. Perhaps I could use some of those ingredients. I wonder if any of those...
Vapor tosses in a little bundle of leaves and roots, and Aygir maybe some small phials or pots with some salts and other powders into the pool. And you make a further offering and apparently a bit of an apology to the goddess, and that seems to calm her down. The slinking dark shape retreats back into whatever deeper pit she came from.
Does there seem to be an indication that this whole moment is over, or is the energy still kind of present?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I come back in with a grenade in hand. I'm like, just kidding. All right.
So, this is something that is going to be apparent. So I'm gonna go right to it, because I'm sure you all come back out here because it's really nowhere else to go.
Yep.
When you come back into the adoration chamber, Aygir, you have a sense about you. There. Oh, by the way, these stairs going up there or going down.
Yeah, get your cultural loot.
Up. Yeah, those are the stairs going down, and these are stairs going up.
Okay.
You feel something about this, something special. That tingling sensation returns to you about this chamber here.
So are we leaving? We got a ways to go to get back to Barnacle.
Yes, we do. And we are to be away from here. Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Do you want me to still see if I can sense any other magics here, Aygir?
Yes, you go ahead and do that. I'll also poke around a little bit.
So Vapor will pull out his magical focus and cast Detect Magic.
And Aygir is looking for the source of the tingling and investigating around, using that sense as a guide.
Okay. Yes, do that. Make your investigation check.
It's not perhaps with advantage, is it?
It is indeed with advantage. Thank you for bringing that up.
All right. It is a good thing I had that advantage, because that is a natural 20 on one die and 2 on the other die.
Don't you love that?
Yeah,
Okay,
23.
so 23. You do spot something, Aygir. So the Adoration Chamber, as I mentioned, has a bunch of icons and script and stuff engraved in relief upon the walls. And up here, there is a stylized representation of Regatta Blixa, and her eye looks as though it can be pushed in and depressed to open a secret door in the wall. And Vapor, you now are concentrating on a Detect Magic.
Yep.
The moment, I think it goes through about like a foot of stone or so.
1 foot of stone.
Okay, so at the moment, you're not picking up anything magical.
Okay.
So you're probably going to open up the secret door. You didn't notice anything else particular, like any other mechanisms associated with it that you could see. Is that right, Aygir? Is that right?
Yep,
Pushing it? Okay.
indeed.
You push it, and you do indeed open a secret chamber. And you go to take your first step in when Vapor halts you, because suddenly the Detect Magic is picking up something. Right here. Whoop. Why is that not showing? There we go. Right here, you are picking up a moderate aura that has both enchantment and necromancy magic.
Yes, Vapor? What is it?
There's something down the corridor that has magic of enchanting and necromancy combined. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but there is something there. Let me go first, if you do not mind.
Give me but a moment. And he will use magical tinkering on another little pebble, and will create the illusion of a sound of any sort of chanting in the voice of Neckmore that he was doing.
Okay.
And he'll hold on to it for now, but he'll throw it ahead if it looks like that would be prudent to do.
Okay, so you're holding on to, is it a stone or some other object?
Yeah, a little stone.
Okay, so
There's
you hold
another
on
little
to
trap
the
tripper.
pebble. Okay, you hold on to the pebble, and there's this illusory sound of Neckmore, or at least a voice that resembles his, doing some goblin chanting. And then Vapor, you said you wanted to proceed ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, just right here, as soon as you round the bend or turn from the bend, this is where the aura is radiating from, this space right here.
Now, is it smack dab in the center of the floor? Is it covering the entire section of the floor?
Yeah,
The
it's
hall?
it's something that seems to be in this space right here.
Okay.
Okay, yes. I'm sorry. I think I understand what you're saying now. The floor. Yeah, it's. I don't know if the spell lets you actually see things, but it's.
Well,
imbued
yeah,
into
well,
like
let's
a
see.
glyph or something.
You can see a faint aurora around any visible.
Okay. So in that case, you see a faint aura around a glyph on this floor part right here.
Okay, so he's going to study the glyph.
Mm-hmm. You're looking at it. It's got some different runes, like arcane runes, and maybe with a goblin.
Like you'd easily be able to understand that stuff.
Make an Arcana check, Vapor.
Okay. Unfortunately, that's not as good as I would like. It's only 11.
Okay. You're not quite sure. Some kind of glyph, magical trap, or sigil, or ward.
Okay, so from that study, could he possibly disable it somehow?
You don't know how. Not within an 11 Arcana.
Okay.
You are
Vapor, is it
on
safe?
I have
grown up?
been on. Well, no, it's not safe yet, unless we want to sacrifice someone for it.
If you haven't flown up, then I'm coming in, but only as far as is safe to go.
Well, don't go past me.
So Vapor is saying, and I guess you could make an investigation check or perception if you want. He's saying that these floor stones right here have some kind of magical glyph imbued into them.
Yeah, so Vapor's going to pull like some charcoal out of his components bag and slowly kind of trace the outline of where it's at, so they know where not to go past.
Are you drawing it on the ground?
Yeah, right in front of it. So he's making sure not to touch the glyph or ward, whatever it is.
Right in front of it. Okay.
Right in front of it. So he's kind of like drawing a warning mark on the ground.
Yeah.
And then once he's done that, he's going to go to the nearest wall and he's going to start just like tracing what he sees onto the wall.
So you guys are doing this very delicate, time-consuming, slow work. I look at Adriel. I'm like, let's go look around here for a little bit.
Yep.
And so you guys are very distracted. You probably don't even notice that we're not with you. We're gonna dip off up the staircase.
Yeah.
I don't think we go back that way. The staircase is right there.
Oh,
It goes up,
this
yeah.
one going up.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we can actually find some treasure.
I mean, if nothing else, we'll entertain ourselves a little more than standing here while they poke with a stick at a trap, hoping that they can figure it out.
Yep.
Okay.
There is some upper chamber here. It looks like a stores chamber. You see some basic woven wicker baskets and some stoneware pots with basic lids on them.
Yeah, I'd like to check those out. Look inside the baskets. Look inside the pots.
Yep, I'll investigate it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to roll an
Yes.
investigation check, you can. Otherwise, just open the lids and see what's in there.
I get off the table. I get a. God, I'm rolling terrible today.
I
Five.
don't. Yeah, I'm less than that. I'm just going to go ahead and just open them up one by one.
Yeah, with the bad
So
roll.
why don't we do this in that case? Each of you roll a D100.
A D100. So
I
that's
love D100s.
that's a D10 and a
It's
Another
perfect.
D10,
two D10s. Yeah.
basically. Just make sure you know which one's
There's a
the.
10-digit D10 and then a 1-digit D10.
I've got that.
Oh, that's not too bad. Well, it's a 62.
Well, I was about to say, how do you know what's not too bad?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 62.
You got an
Yeah, that's
83.
great because a high number could be bad or a low number could
In
be.
Well,
this
that could
case,
be
the
good.
high number is better. Random
Yeah.
treasure is the higher you roll, the better. Okay.
Well, I got
so,
an 83. So
Okay, so a 62 for Adriel.
Mhm.
Adriel, you come across a gemstone. It's a pretty minor one. It's a greenish colored opaque malachite gem. It has a value of 10 gold pieces.
Alrighty, so a green 10 gold piece gem. I'll take
And
that.
then what was 80 what for Wildheart?
83.
83. You find a red brick.
I get a gemstone and you get a brick.
I got a rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna like I imagine that. Wait, I imagine this like as we both like sort of search and we pull things out. Like we pull it out at the same time. Like I get this like gem and I look at Walykos and I just like kind of smirk and like I got a that's a nice little gem. Nice brick, Walykos.
There are a few other like minor goods, you might say. Nothing that you would call treasure, but basic mundane things for like cleaning.
I hope this red brick is worth something. Even though it looks like it's worthless, I'm gonna keep it.
You keep that brick, Walykos. I wouldn't keep it, but I know that you wanted something, so.
Hey, it would make a pretty good bludgeon. So
fair point.
Meanwhile, back with the Air Genasi and the Hobgoblin.
Yeah, how are you defeating this trap?
What do you think?
So I figure by now Vapor has retraced what he can see on the ground onto the wall. So
okay,
Aygir can see exactly what he sees.
Aygir,
and I think they're now probably both going over trying to figure out how to disable it without killing themselves or doing whatever it's supposed to do.
Right.
Okay.
And I could see Vapor going, well, I definitely know this is the necromantic part, and I believe this is the enchanting part, but I'm not sure about this part. And this is what is completely frustrating me, and I just want to punch it.
All right, so you have redrawn the rune so that I can read it now.
Yeah.
All right.
And well, not on where they're at, but they're like on the wall now, so we can both look at it.
Right. Am I able to read it?
Here, make an Arcana check.
All right.
Could he have advantage because Vapor's pointing out like the different stuff and helping them all?
Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, you got an 11 on your Arcana, so I'd say that all amounts to advantage.
Okay, well, it's at very least a 20. It's a 20. It's a 17.
Okay.
Okay, so Aygir, you look at it and deduce things based off of the information that Vapor is presenting to you. This is a dangerous trap, not the worst one known to all of history, but a dangerous one nonetheless, known as Grip of Doom. Anyone who steps on that space, yes, you need to actually step on the glyph, so you could probably just jump over it and be all right. It will paralyze you, and you get like these successive attempts to try to break out of the paralyze. And every time you fail one of those, it also hits you with inflict wounds.
I say when they do
like
try
a whole person inflict wounds cocktail rolled up together.
When they do try and jump over it, I say they have to roll an athletics check.
Well, as long as your strength is at least 10, you should be able to clear it with just jumping from the corner from standing there.
My strength is 10.
Yeah, we're both got. I have exactly 10 as well.
I would also argue acrobatics though should work just as well, if not better.
Acrobatics might be like some kind of wall spring stunt thing. Right. Okay, so it sounds like you both are satisfied with that and just hop over it.
Yeah,
it hops over it. There's another trap.
Actually, no. Before Vapor hops over it, he's going to actually pull out a piece of parchment and write.
Fall into the non-magical mundane pit trap.
Yeah. Oh, so I was going to ask Vapor if he could cast Levitate, but if it is something we can just hop over, then
no. I've already used my Levitate spell.
Oh yeah,
that would be something that would be amazing that Esper would do. It's like you find this magic trap, you take like 30 minutes to disarm it and figure it out. You jump over it and then fall into like a non-magical trap.
I mean, completely Esper. But hold on, Esper. Before
I've actually done that, it is intensely satisfying.
Aygir can make the jump first, but Vapor is actually going to write down and retrace it once more onto a piece of parchment to keep with him to study further.
Okay.
See if he could actually replicate the spell.
There actually is, that's fine. You copy it down on some parchment. There actually is something in this chamber. I completely neglected to describe it to you. There are these big stoneware pots that look like goblin heads, like stylized goblin heads, and you just like open up the lid off the top of their head, and inside's a container for something.
If I ever have a palace one day. Remind me to get some of these made.
There are 4 of these goblin head containers in total.
So Vapor's going to tap like on each one just to kind of listen to the sound that comes out of them.
And while he does that, Aygir will look at the particular minutia of the construction of each one of them, just so before either of us open any of them, we have like the most information possible.
Make an investigation check, Aygir.
Right. Ooh. Oh, well, okay. That was almost better. It's 14.
14.
11 plus 3.
They look like they're very well constructed. It is stoneware, so I mean, in the end, you could shatter them if you want. But they look very well constructed and sealed, to where you would have to, put some little bit of oomph into it. Probably grab it well with both hands and pop the sealed lid open. But should be pretty straightforward.
Where's Vapor? What can you tell?
Yeah, I was about to ask. So what does Vapor hear back from his tapping on each one?
Okay. There's 4 of them. Okay, the first one, it makes like just a dull sound. Actually, sorry. The first one makes a slightly more hollowy type sound.
Okay.
And then the other 3 make kind of a more dull, thick thud without much resonance.
Okay. Well, this one, pointing to the first one, can either have something that is not against the sides or nothing at all from the hollowy sound it made, but these 3, whatever it's filled with, is up against the walls. So it's some sort of powder, liquid possibly, or just whatever is sitting tightly against the walls perfectly.
Well, does your magic detector see anything?
Well, does he detect anything coming from them?
No magic.
Okay. I'm not detecting any magic from them, so no magical traps at least.
Well, let us open them then.
Very well. And he's going to pull out a dagger to try to wedge into the lids to pop the lids open.
Aygir will just brute force some of them.
Okay.
And we'll open all 4.
Right. So, Aygir, you go to that first one, and you grab the lid and pull it, and poof! When it pops open, there's this big puff of powder that comes out. Both of you make Constitution saving throws.
Knew it. Actually, that's not bad. That is a 18.
That is a success.
I have a 17. That was very nearly a 1.
Also a success. 5. So you both take half damage. You take 2 poison damage each.
Yeah! I no longer vulnerable
to it. Yes. And there's this poisonous dust just filling the air now.
Like Walykos and
And that was
back and they're
which that was not the hollowest sounding one, right?
Yeah, that was a hollow sounding one.
That was okay.
Yeah.
So the other 3.
Adriel, we could just shut the door. For that secret passage.
Actually, if we shut the door, we could take
you get out of the chamber.
We can lift the pots.
Well, you've got poison dust in the air everywhere. So what's your instinctual reaction to that?
To try and grab 1 or 2 of the pots and leave with them.
All right, so you tough it out. Make a athletics check.
All right.
They're pretty big goblin head stone pots.
17.
Excellent. All right, you hoist up 2 of the heavy things. God.
Translucent green dye likes me tonight.
And Vapor.
Vapor is going to jump over the ward and get in a position to grab the pots from Aygir if he tosses them.
Okay, so Aygir, are you handing off a pot to him?
In order that he can carry 2 and Vapor has the other 1? Yeah, sure.
All right. Both of you make once again your Constitution saving throws.
That will be a 21, please.
Wow, success.
Nice. I have a 15.
That is also a success. Half damage. You both take 3 poison, and then you get out of here with the heavy pots in hand.
Well,
Stepping over the
you are right. That was not a magical trap.
I did say, and did you listen? No. Why do you think I was using the dagger? Just to check for any mundane traps. Do you ever listen to me half the time? No.
Seems to me as though a dagger would not have helped you with this. Now, shall we open the other ones in a well-ventilated space?
Outside.
A fair plan. Fair plan.
All right. Does everyone want to go outside to open up the other pots?
Yeah.
So I assume we're finished up there, Esper. Is there
Yeah.
more to? Are we more to search up there, or do we rejoin them?
Up to you. It seems like you've searched through everything that was worth looking at.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think either of us, unless you can find a secret door better than. Yeah, I'm not really.
Well, there is another place down there on the bottom that we could.
Yeah, I think that's probably where the other stone statue came from, based on what I saw. So, yeah, we see them wrestling these pots out, and we're like, "Oh, so you found something?"
They
Yeah,
also have this
you look a bit sickly as well. Everything all right? Did you set off a trap or something?
They look like they're covered in gunk. Yeah.
The dust of ages is nothing to be afeared of. In this line of work, this is a day like any other.
I'm just gonna like toss up my green gem that I got, let it land back in my hand, and say, "Well, Walykos found a brick, but I found this. I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to put it back in my pocket."
A pretty bauble. Walykos, you may have first choice of that as your third if you wish.
No, that is not how our deal works. We first determine what ill is in here. And also, I just kind of give Adriel like a look like, really? You had to like go ahead and blab. So, but that's fine. So yeah, I present the brick. This is what I found. But let's see what you found.
Yeah, I did forget about that 1/3 thing. I wasn't there for the first part, so I forgot about that. Yeah.
So you all decide, let's go outside where there's air and breeze and such, and open up the remaining 3 pots. So
yeah, I'll let Aygir take care of those. I'll stand
who
back.
opens the first
Yeah,
pot?
Adriel will also stand back.
Vapor will use his knife and look at Aygir, making sure he understands what's not just rip these lids off and slowly work the knife around to slowly pop the lid.
Okay, you gingerly open the lid. Roll a D100.
Okay. That is an 85.
That's a good roll. You find within a golden bracelet that is fashioned to look like intertwining congars. Yeah, those eel creatures. So it looks like intertwining congars. Nice, heavy golden bracelet.
And what else is in there? Because these are the ones that gave the sound that they had more in it. So it's some sort of dust or something.
Ah, okay. No, though it is it's just a thicker pot.
Okay, so it's just a
it's also got like, some cloth wadding and stuff in there to protect the bracelet.
Aygir uses a pair of crucible tongs.
Just looking at that appraises it as having an average market value of 150 gold pieces.
Aygir uses a pair of crucible tongs from his tinker's tools to gently pry the lids off the other 2 pots.
Okay, roll a D100 and then another D100.
Okay. First one is a 60. And the second is double odds.
Oh yeah, 100?
Yeah.
Woo! Uh-huh. There's something special if you roll the the 100
Yeah, whether that's
On
good
ev-
or
on
not, I
every
don't
table.
know.
On every table.
Yeah.
And then roll another D100.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
88. No, sorry, 68.
68. Okay. So
No,
the first,
wait. Yeah, 68. 68.
okay, the first
Can't read my own
pot
dice.
you open, Aygir, has a silver ring inside of it, and it's crafted to look like a goblin face, like a scowling goblin kind of face. Decent craftsmanship for goblin kind. You would appraise it at 50 gold piece market value. This next pot has two things in it. You rolled your 100 on a lower table, but still, even though it's a lower table, rolling 100 is a fantastic thing. Roll a D12 and then another D12.
2d12 or d like added together or separately?
Separately, yeah.
Okay. The first one is a 7, and the second is an 11. Oh,
Okay.
thank heaven.
You have first thing you pluck out of there are two spell scrolls. The first one contains the spell Fog Cloud. The second contains the spell Protection from Good and Evil.
Vapor should have detected those.
Maybe the pots were.
That's the wonderful thing about rolling random treasure.
The pots must have been insulated. Yeah.
There
it's
must
like
be a
that.
very
lead-
thin layer of
lead.
lead inside those
Yeah,
pots.
totally. That makes sense. Lead paint.
And then
But,
the other
hold on. The spell scrolls were Fog Cloud and what?
protection from good and
good
evil.
or evil.
All right.
That was your 100 roll. And then your
Okay.
68 roll is the second thing that's in here, which is a bag, and it jingles and it clings like pieces of coinage. Roll 7d6 gold pieces.
It's a lot of gold pieces.
Potentially 40, 43.
Also, the minimum you can get is 70, right? 70 gold pieces.
7 to 42.
Yeah, 7 to 42.
6, 9, 10,
Average of
15,
20.
16, 22. 22.
All right. You find a jingly coin purse with 22 gold pieces in it. And you all have accrued one more milestone.
You sure that's 1 and not 1.5?
Sounds like you're half milestone away from third level.
I
Well done. Well done. I say we should pause things there. Next session at the beginning, if you still want to explore a bit, you can, or we can just start the next session with heading back to Barnacle. It will be up to you all.
We'll decide that next session. I'm pretty much done here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, you all. I guess Aygir has one injury on him, but otherwise, you all.
What's the injury that Aygir got? Do we know?
It's just a generalized injury, so one level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He was blasted down with lightning.
I imagine
Right.
you'll have like a burn scar on your chest or something.
He's got that lightning scar thing that lasts.
Lichtenberg.
He actually has a lightning scar on his forehead.
over just one eye. Yeah. All right,
Friends don't let friends.
guys. Great session again. Really enjoyed the minor side delve,
Indeed.
and thanks everybody for watching. I'll look forward to the next one here in a couple weeks.
As always, Esper, thank you for running. We really appreciate it.
thank you for running, Esper.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. All right, well,
Thanks
I'm
for
going to sign
putting
off
up with
the
my
stream
dumb
here.
shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm always up for that. Sign off the stream here, and we'll catch everyone on the next one.
See you
Bye.
next